Mornings with Wake Up America and Rob Finnerty. And finish the night with Rob Schmidt. He tells you the real news with no woke, no spin. On weekends, watch Mike Huckabee, Diamond and Silk, Rob Carson, Sebastian Gorka, and much more. Find Newsmax on all major cable systems. If your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them and demand it. Or change to a cable system that does carry Newsmax. More than 20 million Americans made the switch to a trusted news source, Newsmax. So make the switch today. You won't go back.
The Brian Bailey Show.
Head coach Cliff Dobbin, what's it mean to have so many players that are going to be honored by the American?
Well, I tell our guys every year that if you want to get recognized individually, be on a great team. And no offense, nobody's going to remember who got pitcher of the year or hitter of the year or first team all conference. They're just going to remember what the Pirates were like in 2022. But it's awesome. I'm glad. Look, I mean, nobody deserves it more than our players because of where they started and how they finished. So it's great to see.
Tune in Mondays at noon for The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, right here on Pirate Radio.
Temperatures are in the low 30s at 10 a.m., increasing sharply to 75 degrees by 1 p.m., and then dropping into the teens by 10 p.m. So before you go to work, put on some gloves, pack some shorts, and a parka. That should cover you for the day.
Your heating and cooling take a beating. Guarantee your system is ready when you need it. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Delcor, the service professionals.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
For 2 years in a row, we've been voted number one in Greenville, so we're super thankful. For 2022, we've decided to make it the year of the customer. We're taking more COVID health safety protocols with some personal test drives where, you don't have the salesperson riding along with the customer. It actually makes them a little bit more comfortable and they can take a drive and kind of go where they want to go and drive it how they want to drive it.
Brown & Wood, your number one dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit QualityEquip.com.
Pepper, oh no they didn't! Papa John's just took their signature pepperoni and hand-stuffed it inside that garlic-kissed crust. Oh, now that's an epic pepperoni stuffed crust pizza like no mouth has ever seen!
Hey Pirate fans, the Papa John's Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza is only $13.99 and is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Your office deserves a proactive tech support approach instead of always reacting to issues after the damage is done. You need BizCare. BizCare tech support and cybersecurity plans keep you ahead of potential issues and much safer from cyber threats like ransomware. What's at your office? Call William today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Hi.
Was that supposed to be funny?
I got a little taco meat on my chest.
Let's get the pumping.
Does anyone really care?
I know Clip said he packed us in, so I'm just glad that I can prove Clip wrong.
So know your role. You a star, be a star. You a role player, you be the best damn role player there is.
It's gonna be fun. We in the thick. I mean, everybody gonna be loud. I'm gonna be loud with them. I'm screaming too. Like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. You ready for this?
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome into a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250 and 930. You can find us online, pr927fm.com. And also watch the show and chime in on Facebook Live and on YouTube. You can be a part of the show with your questions, comments, concerns. Otherwise, right here on YouTube or Facebook Live. A lot of guests to get to on today's show. We'll talk some baseball, golf, and more with Mike Mullis coming up at around 3:25 in hour number one. Also in hour number one, we'll go live to the beach, talk to the Scooter, Scott Rogers, live in Clearwater, Florida. ECU gets the day off today after winning on Tuesday. They'll be back in action at the AAC tournament coming up on Thursday. We'll talk to Scott Rogers about that coming up later on in hour number one. Jeff Charles, the voice, joins us in hour two. We're only going to be here 3 hours at 4 o'clock in hour two. We'll talk to Jeff about what's going on in the world of sports. Patrick Mason will talk some Pirate baseball with us coming up, and MLB at around 4:30. And at 5 o'clock, Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, will be right here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Shirley Rhodes is here, Chandler Honeycutt as well, and CJ Schaefer. And joining me in studio, I've not seen this guy in a while. We've never seen his face. But today we will be unveiling the face of one Wager McGhee, who wants to come on, talk week one college football lines. We'll look at NFL and give us a slide on in, and we're going to see this mug. But I got to tell you, it's very underwhelming. You're like just a regular white guy.
I know. How about that?
That was
so much for diversity.
I was hoping for a lot more, to be honest with you. But welcome nonetheless.
Me too.
And it is very odd to see you on this side. Usually I'm looking into your face because you're on the opposite side with the hoodie on. But you have decided to show the world the face. This is what it looks like. This is what a Wager McGhee looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
I just forgot my hood. So this feels unnatural.
Are you okay? Bright lights in your eyes?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, that's We'll get through it.
We'll get through it.
Maybe the one and only facial exposure. We never know. So
hey, but you know what? I think one facial's enough. I think it's time to call it a day after the first one.
Okay.
So it is May 25th, and you have a full page of notes for week 0 and week 1.
I mean, Circa released them Sunday, I think, after PGA Championship was over. Probably kind of surprised everybody. I think there were some numbers out there and guesses on games of the year, but yeah, released 0 in week 1, so kind of glanced at it a little bit, but then really looked at things the last couple of days, and
I love it.
No better time to talk about it.
Better time.
I think I saw maybe yesterday. It was 100 days or less than 100 days. It depends on what day you recognize college football starting. Until the season starts.
We're counting down here. Tomorrow will be 100 days from East Carolina, NC State.
Yeah.
Which means tomorrow will be 93 days away from week 0.
I don't know if I'm gonna recognize week 0 or not. So
we're not gonna bet on it. We're not gonna watch the games, gamble on it. Okay, fine.
We're gonna bet on it.
All right. Well, we're recognizing it then.
But I'm just saying that I don't recognize that as the start of.
I understand.
I think it's that first Thursday.
It's almost like a different sport.
Yeah,
especially at 7 a.m. on August 27th when Northwestern and Nebraska are playing in Ireland.
Oh, is that? Oh, well, that's. I mean, it's actually worthy, I guess, of recognition right there.
7 a.m.
You get a Big Ten game?
Get your Premier League, get your Big Ten game in Ireland, and there you go. I don't know. Is that the best week 0 game? Vandy, Hawaii?
Oh, I like anybody against Hawaii. So yeah, Vandy was a favorite in that, right? 6.5 on the island.
All right, we want people want to hear about East Carolina and NC State. So you don't have the Bible yet. Phil Steele has not come out yet.
No, it's without. If people think I just steal other people's material,
You don't steal. You do your own research.
Steal. But we respect. We love steal.
Absolutely. NC State, an 8-point favorite over East Carolina at a sold-out Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. So, how good is State when you look at what they have coming back? Obviously, Devin Leary, but what else?
Well, I looked at, because I was telling you without Steele, I was kind of looking at returning starters, but what I found was returning production, which is probably a better thing, right? So it's who
some starters don't produce.
Yeah, some starters don't produce, and then other guys, I guess, that maybe got to start late in the year and they're coming back, but didn't have as big of a role is what I was thinking. So NC State, I mean, I think the bandwagon is going to be pretty full on them this year, right? Because ACC's sort of open. I think everybody expects Clemson to be back there. But, again, because of last year, Wake and Pittsburgh, right? NC State could win it. So I think they're going to get a little bit of backing, and the opening week they are. But they're 12th in returning production. Only 37 on offense. Where they were solid is they're 6th in defensive production coming back. Now, ECU's solid, too. They're 45th overall. Pretty balanced, 57th on offense, 38th on defense. I know we hate unders here. So both teams really kind of returning the majority of defensive guys a little bit. Week 1, I saw the total, at least posted, at Circa was 58.5. I saw it was down to 57, I think, already. And we said 8.
I love that people are moving lines already.
Well, NC State was 8. It's up to 10 already. And I thought when 10? I saw... Yeah. When I saw 7.5, 8 was the first numbers, and that told me, I thought right away, instead of Vegas putting it at 7 and letting public decide, that if they were 7.5, 8, they were trying to draw some ECU money. So I kind of thought that they were probably a little bit scared that they were going to get hammered early on by a few sharps for NC State.
We're also going to see these polls come out and rankings, and NC State's going to be top, 15?
Yeah.
10? Maybe? Not yet.
Maybe. I think the interesting thing will be, are they, well, by default, you would think Clemson's probably going to be picked to win it, but NC State's going to be close. I mean, I don't think NC State will be preseason pick for ACC.
But when the public starts seeing those numbers, it would probably make people bet more, the number's going to go up, right?
Yeah. And week of, I mean, when the public, this is sharp money that comes in right off the bat that's moving these things. So when public money comes in late, it may not necessarily move the line that much, but you would think that people are going to see NC State's, either picked or right there to win the ACC. All these starters back, and definitely you would think there's going to be a lot of public money coming in. Plus, the last time they played, I know it's a different situation, and only matchup that Coach Houston has had with NC State. NC State won 34-6. So people will look at some numbers like that.
Yeah, last two meetings have been lopsided, and Mike Houston's first game was the last meeting as the head coach of the Pirates. The previous one, we didn't have a head coach. Scotty Montgomery was fired.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And they had an interim coach for that game, David Blackwell. East Carolina kicked a field goal at the Horn to avoid a shutout. So shout out Jake Verity.
52-3 or 55-3 or something.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who doesn't like all these numbers and us talking good about State, and that's State fans. They hate this stuff. They're terrified. They'd much rather be laying in the weeds than getting all this because – I mean, there is a phrase, NC State bleep, that nothing good can happen to NC State, especially when they're supposed to be good. So I love it. I hope we get all the State accolades preseason we can get heading into this game.
Yeah, I think it's going to. I mean, and again, everybody, I think, sharps like them. I think public will like them. People are going to remember what they see last as well. Obviously the draft, you had some NC State guys that went early in that. So, yeah, I mean, who knows anything about ECU in the public? If you're just a casual fan and better. So, if you like ECU, wait. Just keep holding on. You're going to be able to get it. It's going to keep going up and up. It's not coming down the other side. So, I mean, it's already up 2.5 points since they released it a week ago.
All right, let it keep on going up, folks.
But if you like the total under, though, go ahead and jump on it because that's already moving down. And again, we talked about both sides being really, really good returning production on the defensive side.
That really tells you how much this is life to people, or whatever you want to call it, that it's May and the numbers have already moved like 2 when it comes to the total and the spread.
I love it.
That's crazy.
It's great.
Are you moving numbers? You already got some stuff?
No, I didn't move. Okay. My bets don't move those numbers.
You're not a number mover?
No.
All right, what is the best matchup of week 1 this year?
There's some of those primetime games. I mean, I think
Clemson. That's not it.
I mean,
Florida
Ohio
State, LSU.
Yeah, Florida State, LSU. There's Ohio State, Notre Dame. There's some name matchups like that. And interesting when Georgia plays Oregon, and the Oregon head coach is Georgia's defensive coordinator. Plus, Bo Nix is there, offensive coordinator, right? Defensive coordinator, but he hired Auburn's old offensive coach or quarterback coach. So Bo Nix is there. I mean, there's some name stuff. I don't know.
I like Cincinnati, Arkansas. Now, Cincinnati could be taking a big step back. I got to be honest. I don't know what's behind Ritter and what's behind all those corners. Probably really good corners. But is that at Arkansas?
It's either neutral or at Arkansas because they were listed as the home team. So I love that was one of the 10 that I wrote down. I love Arkansas in that game because of not only losing Sauce, the other cornerback is Cincinnati lost their leading tackler, lost their leading pass rusher, and now they're 115th out of 131 in returning production. So a lot of losses on defense and offense. Big on the defensive side, and then now they're coming in, having made the playoffs. They're coming in with a target on the back, right, for an SEC team that gets to measure themselves off of it. I love what Arkansas did to end the year last year. I know they lost the key wide receiver, but they also, outside of Addison from Pittsburgh, probably the second best wide receiver in the portal. Hazelwood from Oklahoma transferred there, and they loaded up with 5 really good defensive starters, like linebacker Drew Sanders from Alabama, 2 guys from LSU, a cornerback from Georgia that's going to go in there and start right away. So not only like really highly ranked kids out of high school, but guys that went to the SEC, played a year, did really well, and are going to step in right away in Arkansas. So Arkansas is going in with a defense that's kind of got loaded through the portal. They also picked up Cade Fortin as the quarterback from North Carolina as a backup because KJ Jefferson's still there. So the SEC West, Alabama and A&M, because of Saban and Fisher, are going to look that. But Arkansas is kind of the team that I think that might be the second best team behind Alabama in that side.
Worst game of Week 1 nominee will be Friday night, 7 o'clock. Go out and watch your area high school game because it'll be better than Temple and Duke. Have you looked at the American top to bottom at all?
I have not.
Yeah.
No Temple.
What are you doing? It's May 25th. Hurry up. You're running out of time.
We're shopping for the picnic on our cookout on Monday before looking at Temple.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. But Temple's going to be near or at the bottom, and Duke kind of the same way, right?
You would think so, yeah.
What's boy, this is a refresher course for me. David Cutcliffe's gone, right?
Yeah, I can't even tell you who they hired. I would have to Google that.
Let's play who is Duke's head football coach.
Oh, I was having fun with that earlier. I had to look up a few. Hawaii was the one I forgot about. Timmy Chang.
Still June Jones, right?
No.
Yeah, that's right. They brought back the
Timmy
legend.
Chang.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Elko is Duke's head football coach. Ugh. The old elk, big elk. He was the defensive coordinator at Texas A&M.
I had trouble with Oregon today. That's why I had to look that one up.
Oregon, I'm going to say Rich Brooks.
I already mentioned it.
I go way back on my coaches. I got Carl Torbush at North Carolina, and I don't know. All right, you love Florida every year. Although I'll give you credit for this one. I like your reasoning. Utah, they were a disappointment last year, right?
No, they made the Rose Bowl in that
2 years
great
ago.
game against Ohio State.
Maybe it was 2 years ago. Or did they get started off bad last year? I just remember totally canceling Utah. It might have been early last season.
You canceled
because they lost to BYU early in the year.
Yeah,
that's why I thought they did bad last year. Because after that, like week 2, I got rid of them.
I mean, I think you lost out on 3 or 4 easy games there. So
I give up too quick.
Yeah, I mean, this one I remember. I remember Florida and Billy Napier. We talked about it a little bit. I mean, he was on the Alabama staff before he went to Lafayette, and Alabama's always prepared in the offseason and ready for week 1, and he took that with him to Lafayette, right? They beat Iowa State last year. We were trying to remember who they played the year before that, and they won. They won, I think, as big upsets the last, and played Texas really well in week 2 last year. So he just carried that through. Really good offseason preparation. And they get Utah in the Florida heat, Labor Day weekend, and Utah lost a ton on defense. I like that, even though Florida's new coach, all that other stuff, new transition. He's bringing some offensive linemen, running backs with him. So I like Napier in week 1, and it's a pick right now to me. So I'll take that. That's a bad, weird trip for Utah. And you already said they struggled last year to start the season, and again are without some of that really great defensive leadership they had.
So 2020, Louisiana beat Iowa State. 2021, that they were a trendy underdog against Texas, and Texas ended up winning. It was,
So we're wrong on that a little bit.
Well, no, I remember that game well last year. Yeah. They'll hang with them. So Napier there at Florida. You really just like those Mormon boys playing in the Florida heat.
Mormon's a little more BYU. I would not. I like BYU going in the season a little bit more than Utah. Utah's not necessarily the Mormon.
Well, who's there? You know all this stuff.
What's at Utah?
You know, you're a religious expert. Yeah, who's at Utah?
What?
Are they nice Catholic boys? Or?
Well, yeah. I mean, Provo is more the center of that. Salt Lake City is
I heard they're spreading, though. I heard it's spreading all over the country. Have you watched Under the, what's it called? Under the Banner of Heaven? Is that the show on Hulu?
I haven't watched it yet.
All right.
No.
Check it out.
Okay.
Let's see. Oregon, Georgia. Who's your national championship pick this year? Alabama?
I think I might lean to Ohio State because they've got the easiest path, and they're going to let Alabama, Georgia fight it out.
They got the easiest path, but when they get there, what happens?
They've got the best offense in the country. I mean, USC is going to take the spotlight away but I think that's going to take a while to get going out there with all those transfers in. But I did pull that up. So right now you can get Ohio State at 4.5 or 5-1. Bama's 2-1. Georgia's 3-1. Next best pick, nobody else is below 14-1, and Clemson is 14-1, which seems high. Oklahoma, I mean, Big 12's a
Clemson,
mess.
well, they still have their quarterback that I loved that stunk last year. Right?
Yeah, but he's got he may not hold on to that job. They got a really highly talented freshman coming in. I just like Ohio State at plus 450. They're closest if you look at them at 4.5-1. Michigan's 40-1.
Okay, this is a dumb question.
Yeah.
Let's say Bama, Georgia, Ohio State all have the same number beside their name. Who would you pick to win the national championship?
The same. You talking about the betting number?
Same odds. Are you taking Ohio State because you get a little more?
Bama's got the best defense of the three. I think even now with all the Georgia losses and everybody coming back, Will Anderson coming back makes that a lock for Bama. Ohio State by far has got the best offense because Alabama, who knows, a bunch of transfer wide receivers.
Right.
UGA lost a lot on defense. New coaches there on that side again because he went to Oregon. Ohio State's the most stable.
You like Ohio State?
I usually don't like them, but man, that offense is. What they saw in the Rose Bowl, that's what you're going to get a whole lot of.
Remind me of their quarterback.
C.J. Stroud.
Oh, yeah, Stroud's still there.
Should be. I would say C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson are the top two Heisman.
So were they in the Rose Bowl last year?
The Utah game, 48-45.
That's, okay, yeah. I do know that game because I had all of Stroud's. I pulled a wager McGhee. I had all of his individual props, and he hit them by halftime. In fact, I think he had a pretty slow first quarter.
Yeah.
And then just went 8 bleep and was throwing touchdowns, yards, all of it.
I think Utah was up 21-0 or something like that. And then all of a sudden he caught fire.
And then it was bomb. Like Doug Williams in the second quarter of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. The wide receiver had 320 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns.
Is that Olave or the other?
No, Smith, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Hey, they're loaded. They've got more guys. I think maybe they caught a couple of guys in the NIL transfer. Their schedule is not. I say not that difficult, but right away they start off at Notre Dame. But that's a new head coach. Although I guess he was in place at the end of last year, right? And then new quarterback and staff there at Notre Dame, or some of the key guys, and they're laying. I think they're 15.5 on that side. So, all
right, let's do snap decision here. So who? We kind of talked about the Atlantic. The Coastal changes every year. Who is your favorite team in the Coastal, ACC Coastal this year? They all look bad.
Man, they do. I mean,
Miami
they
good?
all look bad. I don't trust them. Yeah. Although, new head coach, right? I'm not even sure who their that's right. They found that quarterback at the end of last year. But they're always going to blow a game they're not supposed to. Duke, Georgia Tech, no.
Virginia's got a new coach, right? Did Mendenhall leave after last year?
He left, yeah. Quarterback's back that I thought were numbers 38 or 66 or whatever.
Oh, Brennan, what's his name?
He's back.
Is that it? Yeah.
I still see people, even though Pitt lost Addison transferred and they lost Pickett, there's still a lot of people that are saying a majority of the rest of the guys are back for Pitt and kind of like them.
Well, first of all, the champion changes every year, the coastal winner, so it can't be them again. So I don't know. So you hate this division.
Everybody should hate that division.
Are you willing to take State over Clemson in the Atlantic?
How about throwing a dark horse out there? I'll take Florida State.
Okay.
Not NC State. I'll take Florida State.
All right.
Because I did have them. We talked about that. Well, I think it was on my sheet. We talked about it before we got on the radio here. They play LSU and the family in week 1.
Yeah.
11th most experienced team, 3rd in returning production. Talking about Florida State. First time in 6 years they've had a quarterback returning. Norvell's 3rd year. They started 0-4, but they finished 5-3.
I thought there was about to be like a mutiny with Mike Norvell.
Yeah,
Did he turn that around?
I think there's still a lot of people there that would love Deion Sanders and with everything else going on there with Jackson State. But he turned things around and they played really well at the end of last year, 5-3. Last 8, beat Miami, beat Carolina, right, in the game, and played Clemson, NC State, and Florida tough in their 3 losses. So I don't know. Let's go that off the board. So
what's going on at Auburn? Remember where they were going to get rid of their coach and like there was a smear campaign? Is everything good with Harsin there at Auburn?
I don't know if it's good. He survived though, right?
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah,
that was a weird deal.
They tried to run him out.
Yeah, somebody did.
He and the football girl.
Yeah,
I don't know what
that was rumors. There was all kinds of stuff going on.
They failed. I think that may have been a situation where whoever they were targeting as head coach wasn't there or didn't want to step into it. So unfortunately they held on to him. But then Bo Nix left, and who knows whoever there. We talked about South Carolina a little bit. I like that in week 1, 13.5. They were. I mean.
Oh yeah, they got my guy. They got QB1 Spencer Rattler.
QB1. Plus the leading running back from Wake Forest.
They beat North Carolina
in the Mayo Bowl. Yeah. Dumped the Mayo on the head coach and hit him in the head with the bucket. So Beamer, 2nd year there, defense really good on that side. I like them, and I even like the over a little bit in that game there too, because they're going to have to get Rattler and the tight end and run back, everybody kind of on the same page, because week 2 they go to Arkansas, week 3 they play Georgia. So they may need to leave them in a little bit longer. And even though some of us on this set like Georgia State, they did not fare really well in early on in the season last year. So,
all right, we usually allot an hour for you. I'm blaming you for springing this on me late that you were coming in. You're welcome to stay. Mike Mullis going to join us in studio next segment. You can hang out. We can talk more. But real quick tonight, Celtics. What's going on with that line as it has shifted to Boston on the road tonight? Somebody likes the Celtics with a lot of money out there, and it's continuing to move. Celtics are now a 2.5-point favorite on the road tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were talking about heat injuries concerns, so it seems like the momentum's there with the Celtics. But these series have, say zigzag a little bit, but I'm with you. I know you were saying you like the Celtics. I think I do too.
I'm kind of just going where the number's telling me to go at this point. So we'll see. Who's playing hockey tonight?
Avs,
not the Hurricanes.
I think Avs closed out the Blues tonight. Yeah. That's the only
minus
game.
260.
Yeah, puck line in that one, I guess,
or maybe
first, because Blues are going to have to come out and do anything. So they may it may be a little bit loose coming out there. Maybe over.
Well, we'll see if you're back. Great to see your face, Wager.
Good seeing you.
And shout out you ladies to finally get to see this mug. All right, we'll take a break, come back. Mike Mullis will join us, and Wager May. We'll see. Back with you on Pirate Radio Live on a Wednesday after this.
The Wood Ducks are back this week against the Fayetteville Woodpeckers, starting Tuesday, May 24th through Sunday, May 29th. Kick off your weekend with Thirsty Thursday. Then join us on Friday for a 5th season commemorative hat giveaway. Saturday, there's the jersey auction of the fan jerseys all Wood Ducks players will be wearing. Close out your weekend with Dogs and Dogs Day on Sunday. Go online to get your tickets in advance at woodducksbaseball.com. See you at Granger Stadium for Dude Baseball all week long. Go Woodies!
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Go Pirates!
Winslow's Deli is now Fifth Street Hardware, restaurant and tap room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a brand new menu, serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday, and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, how about poker every Tuesday night and Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan? It's a new look and a new name, but the same great location on Fifth Street beside the State Theater. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for specials and events. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Megan State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Hi, this is Morgan Ehlers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ says daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio, perfect for some outdoor dining. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Brock on Wednesday nights. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover, and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, we will be at AJ's tonight, 8 o'clock, sports trivia. We've got NBA playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs, and, of course, some baseball. I know my Braves taking on the Phillies tonight, so we'll have it on the TVs at AJ McMurphy's. They're showing an On This Day in Sports History on CBS Sports HQ. Reggie Miller with the game winner, followed by MJ just missing against the Indiana Pacers back in 1998. Chandler Honeycutt's here. Mike Mullis, game on the line, 5 seconds left.
Michael Jordan.
All right.
I mean,
you can't give me a
Curry.
No, a Bird.
Michael Jordan.
Reggie.
Steph Curry's real low on that list.
Michael Jordan.
So who's higher, Vlade Divac or Steph Curry?
Steph Curry.
Man.
You can't say he's real. What do you mean real low?
Real low in terms of his superstardom.
I didn't even welcome you into the segment. So, CJ, what's the correct answer then?
You ask basketball questions and expect me not to chime in. This is like crack.
So who's your answer?
The answer is Michael Jordan, but I just don't think Steph Curry belongs anywhere in that conversation.
What if you need a 3?
I would take Kyrie Irving.
He's looking at me, CJ.
I don't care.
Shirley, can you cut his microphone off? If I need a 3, I got to go Curry.
All right.
Especially if it's a 3 from half court.
Yeah, from distance.
No, he's confirmed.
I'm going
Damian Lillard.
I'm going Kelly Oubre.
Yeah. Okay. No, Jordan.
Who was the rifleman? Chuck
Person.
Chuck Person. There you go.
Started shaking, and he was yeah. One time he riled up Bird, and then Bird went off. So no Bird, huh? No Bird. No.
I mean, Bird's there, but
I'm trying to think who. Where did are there clutch rankings I can look at like all time? I'm sure somebody's done.
What's it, Kerr, like a sharpshooter? Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Hey, in a big moment, I'll take Robert Horry, right?
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant.
All right. Anyway,
nobody mentioned LeBron James.
No,
and that to me is the tarnish on his legacy. Is when the game is on the line.
Legacy is ruined because his name was not mentioned.
No, not because it wasn't mentioned, because he doesn't even enter into your way of thinking, because he's not a dude that's going to win a game for you.
In fact, he's made more game-winning layups than he has jumpers because he can get to the rim.
I would bet he's got more game-winning assists than he has either, because he would rather have it in somebody else's hands.
MJ's got some of those too, kicking it out to Kerr and John
and the difference was he's drawing 3 every time.
As does LeBron.
I'm talking about from distance, from wherever. LeBron, They're not guarding LeBron with 2 or 3 guys at the 3-point line with the game on the line.
Yeah,
because they know he can't go, down the lane.
All right, great discussion with Mike Mully.
By the way, I'm excited about trivia tonight at AJ McMurphy's. I really do look forward to every Wednesday.
It's fun, right?
At AJ, yeah, it really is. Yeah.
We'll see.
I think we need to implement which we did last week, the 5-second game.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that tonight. No gimmicks, just straight questions tonight. Yeah. But Mully, we'd love to have you out there.
Yeah, it's a little too late for me.
I know. We did enjoy some COVID trivia with Mike Mully.
Yeah, we did.
We had fun doing that. Hopefully, we'll never have to do that again.
No, not have to. If we decide to do it, then that's one thing.
That'd be a different story.
Correct.
All right, Mully, Pirate Baseball. What number are we at now? 15?
15.
Yeah.
15 in a row. And Chandler, you mentioned coming from behind. How many times in those 15 games have they trailed in those games?
Well, in the past week, yesterday made a week since that. There was 3 games where the Pirates trailed, came from behind, starting last Tuesday against Campbell.
Yeah.
You had that Thursday game against Houston, and then of course yesterday in Game 1 of the conference tournament against South Florida.
How about grand slams, Mully, and back-to-back half innings?
I've seen that. I've seen multiple grand slams in an inning, but those are obviously the Worrell was huge, obviously huge, and. Just as big as his defensive play. And how that cat wasn't the player of the year, or at least, his numbers in conference were a joke.
I saw, and I didn't bring that up when it came out on Monday, but I saw somebody put just AAC numbers and what he's done, and it has been phenomenal. And again, you had that throw, which did make SportsCenter, and I heard they called him Eastern Carolina. Gonna happen.
Yeah, we might as well get over that.
My thought on that one too is, and this might be a very small part of it, but they have the fat guys like me, like Schwab, Stump the Schwab. Those are behind the scenes guys. They put the pretty people on TV,
right?
The pretty men, the pretty women. We've got the knowledge. We don't have the looks. They've got the looks to be on television. You'd much rather see them on television than myself and Schwab. And I think that might have a little something to do with getting names wrong and things like that, because these people are on camera
First of all, because they look good, not because they are sports geniuses.
Right. Well, and I think that probably lends some validity to why the effort was made to be rebranded as ECU, so that the Eastern thing is not not a problem anymore. Kind of like TCU.
Well, also TCU, UCF, even
right.
Like we've seen a lot of schools go to that.
UCLA,
LSU has always been LSU.
Right. So
nobody calls them Louisiana State.
No. Matter of fact, when you call it Louisiana State, you're like, no, you mean Lafayette or
Raging Cajuns?
Yeah, no, LSU. Gotcha.
Louisiana Tech. All right. So, anywho, but yeah, Bryson, awesome game yesterday, and you're right, great see. I think the biggest omission is Jacob Jenkins Cowart not being on anything.
I completely agree with you, and I think there was some guys that got on that were a little bit, like that were
Cam Clonch,
that Starling hitting 228.
Yeah,
238, whatever it was. I mean, good for him, and I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of interesting how one decision's made and the other one's not. But who knows how that room was read, and I guess what we have in common with Clonch, could he go in as utility guy, but more time. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the argument's even made there, but still an impressive showing with the postseason accolades for Cliff and for the whole team. And I mean, again, it's just we're spoiled in Greenville, and now all of a sudden, man, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that there's a regional in Greenville. I think the bubble teams lost in the first round of their conference playoffs. So boom, East Carolina jostles up to like 20 or maybe even 19, not ranking RPI. But then you have, if those things continue to happen, at least there's a legitimate argument that it could happen if the Pirates continue to win. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
I was telling my dad, and I've told multiple people, but he's like, could they get one here? And I legitimately think they're like 1 weekend more of the regular season away, or maybe not regular season because it wouldn't help your RPI, but maybe one more of those non-conference weekends with a North Carolina or with somebody away from legitimately getting top 16.
Clip, I don't know. I think it works out if they run the table and win the conference championship.
That'd be 18 in a row.
Correct. I mean,
you would have 43, 42.
Yeah, 38 right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a pretty strong resume. And the bad loss goes back to the first weekend of the year.
Yep.
But, I mean, it is what it is. But I don't know. It's cool. I think the latest thing I saw, D1 Baseball came out with an updated projection today after the first round of conference playoffs, and they had them going to UVA with Davidson and Campbell, I believe. No, Davidson and Coastal. So, but who knows? At least we know that the postseason is going to happen as far as the getting into the regionals, and the rest of it will just kind of we'll have to see where it shakes out. And you know what? For the first time, East Carolina does have reputation on its side. Yeah. We do have history. We do have tradition.
I agree with baseball.
So that's a big deal.
Going back to the all-conference teams, talked to Ryder Giles, first team all-conference pitcher for East Carolina.
No, he was utility.
Is that what he was?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
he's up there because he pitched.
Correct, but it's a bit of a stretch even at like, what did he play, 12, 14 games at second base? I mean, shortstop?
Hit in the 200s. And I said...
had 2 or 3 good outings and 2 or 3,
I said, Ryder, Gavin Williams, Evan Krasinski, Jake Agnos, Ryder Giles, first team all-conference pitchers from East Carolina.
Makes perfect sense.
And he said fireballers, all of them.
Every last one. All hard throwing, big breaking stuff.
But that's stuff you tell your kids and grandkids. I was first team all-conference.
Oh, I was a shortstop, but I was a first team all conference because I pitched. Yeah, two-way you, baby, two-way you. That's that's all you can say.
Hey, we saw yesterday with Agnos coming in. They still go by that. And speaking of pitchers and a guy we hadn't seen in a while, Cooch. This is a good opportunity to get him in, right? Because I don't house money. You're not that. I mean, East Carolina is locked into a 2, I think, at this point.
I think one more win.
Okay. But it's a good time to get Cooch in a game, get him some innings, right?
I think that's up to Cooch. I mean, I think that's what feel they get from him and kind of where he's at. And, for the program and for everybody I'm
saying if he's ready, it's a good
Sure, if he's but the qualifier there is if he's ready. And nobody would love anything more than to Cooch come knock on Cliff's door, at the hotel tonight and go, "Hey man, give me the ball tomorrow. I'm ready to go do it." I just, who knows where that is? And again, we can't. The fan base can't worry about it. They can't worry. Go with who you got. I've never seen a team have such success without any kind of really established rotation. I mean, there's just no telling who's going out, but. Cliff, you start to get the feel like there's a little bit of something special here. Like there's a little.
They call them a team of destiny.
I mean, I'm not ready to go there yet, but it's certainly it's certainly interesting. I mean, it is right now. ECU baseball is probably the best story in college baseball. If you look at it over. The reclamation project that is.
Throw out your PowerPoint presentation of Carson Wisenhunt, getting swept by Bryant.
Yeah, you go. You run right down the list of
your starting shortstop is now your Friday guy.
Yeah, the guy that you really thought might be Friday or Saturday, and Cooch Maynard's been out for months.
Your closer is now your Friday guy,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
you got in Terwilliger, you got a kid who came in, as a what is he, 5th, 6th, 7th year guy? He's going to leave here a doctor, and he's turned into a pretty good story out of the bullpen. Who, by the way, he can freaking swing the bat.
Yeah,
he's
hitting 333 on the year.
Yeah, and look, I'm really surprised. It would not surprise me. Maybe it is. Maybe I should put it another way. It surprised me that Cliff hadn't rolled that cat out there in a DH role because he puts good swings on the ball. He hits the ball hard.
And he had a little, and it was very little, but a bit of a heated moment with Cliff earlier this year.
There was one time where Cliff went out to the mound, I think, to change pitchers, and it looked like the body language of Benny T didn't look so good. It looked like Cliff Godwin actually kind of gave him an earful.
And those are nervous moments because you don't know how a guy's going to come back or respond. I love it when it works out like it has here.
Well, and I think what you see with Terwilliger is that he is he's a grown ass man.
He is.
I mean, he's huge. And I don't even mean size wise. I mean, what's he, 30?
Yeah.
And I mean, he's already pitched 4 years of college baseball. He was the donkey where he came from. Now he's asked to play a role. That conversation is probably what led to other conversations where Cliff probably reiterated, "Look, Paul, when you came in here to play a role. If you want to play the role that we've got for you, this might not work out."
Yeah.
So it's
either to find your fourth or fifth stop.
That's right. The portal's open. So I mean, it is, they're fun to watch right now. They're playing with a little swagger, and all of a sudden the things that were killing them early in the year, i.e., getting behind. There's no fear. We can come back. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Going back to the accolades and Carter Spivey winning Pitcher of the Year, you mentioned the stat from a few years ago. He had a 19.5 ERA to the one that he had this year that gave him the Pitcher of the Year, and that makes it back-to-back years that ECU has had a Pitcher of the Year in the conference with Gavin Williams last year. And now that I think about it, we've had, 3 pitching coaches in the past few years, and then you look about Gavin Williams leaving for the draft last year. You had the adversity at the beginning of the year with Carson Wisenhunt. I mean, the weekend rotation, going around and around like a Ferris wheel. And I mean, it's kind of remarkable to have back-to-back pitchers of the year when you look at the different coaching changes, the adversity we faced earlier this year. And for it to be Carter Spivey kind of tells you a lot about this pitching staff.
Well, it tells you there's no ace in the American. Not a slight against anybody.
No.
But to have a reliever win it tells you they were lacking a number one. That ace was Carson Wisenhunt, who
and I think Wichita State maybe lost their number one guy. I think there were a couple. Maybe UCF lost the number one guy. So, I mean,
if you give it to Spivey, you could very well have given it to Mayhew as well.
It goes back to what we said weeks ago when we were talking about it, and my feeling then was that the conference was right for East Carolina to have an opportunity to do something, and I think that all-conference team reflects that they took advantage of their opportunity in a conference that's not quite what we've been accustomed to.
Yeah. Mully, we got to call Scooter. You want to hang out one more segment,
Sure.
talk more baseball? All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Scott Rogers live from Clearwater, Florida. More to go. Pirate Radio Live. We are back with you after this.
Join us at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio, Greenville's premier yoga studio, for our wide array of classes, including restorative, power, hot yoga, and more. We even fly into the weekend with our aerial yoga workshops. New to our studio? Check out our special for new yogis. 3 classes for only $30. Check out our website or social media for all the information and up-to-date schedules at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio. Purple Blossom Yoga, where your health and mindset collide and help you transform to a new you.
Your first stop for shopping is at Shimmer Boutique. This is Ashley from Shimmer. We are fully stocked with the latest apparel, shoes, and accessories and more. If you need gift ideas or some shopping therapy for yourself, stop by today. Looking for the hottest shoes on the market? Shimmer has the biggest selection of Hey Dudes anywhere. Shimmer has the newest Yeti products and colors. Want this year's most popular bag? Shimmer has a great selection of all your bog bag needs and accessories. Shimmer in Greenville, Winterville, and Jacksonville.
This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. The real estate market is extremely competitive right now. The importance of being pre-qualified is absolute must before you begin shopping for a new home. At Angel Oak, we offer a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans that fit most financial situations. To get started, contact Talbot Green, Braxton Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
The furniture savings have never been better than right now during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Red, White, and Used sale. Savings as high as 70% off clearance items, closeouts, and discontinued items, plus store-wide discounts on new and in-stock merchandise, plus 12 months special financing. We have the looks, the styles you want in stock. Sleep better and save on a quality mattress with 72 months special financing. This Memorial Day, it's all about the Red, White, and You at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
Experience next-level adventure with Kawasaki Terex KRX 1000 sports side-by-sides featuring a combination of trail-taming power, sporty performance, and rugged capability. Whichever Terex KRX 1000 model you choose, you'll experience the ability to take on the toughest trails with unmatched comfort and confidence. Kawasaki Terex KRX 1000, your world, your adventure. See them today at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
The Dickinson Avenue Public House is a lively and diverse restaurant in Greenville that utilizes fresh and local ingredients. With influences of Creole, Asian, and upscale Southern cuisine, the Dickinson Avenue Public House offers a seasonally rotating menu and a full-service bar with rotating craft brews on tap. Come to the intersection of 8th and Dickinson and enjoy $1 off drafts on Tuesday, half-price flights on Wednesday, half-price wine bottles on Thursday, and $1 oysters Tuesday through Friday from 5:30 to 7. For more details, check out their website at daphouse.nc.com.
Hey Pirate fans, Derek Pizzeni from Carolina Wealth Management. Are you a fiduciary? That's a question every investor should ask their advisor. A fiduciary is an individual who acts in the best interest of a particular person or beneficiary. Is your advisor a fiduciary? You should know it's your money. At Carolina Wealth Management, we do things differently from other investment firms. To learn more about the benefits of working with a fiduciary advisor, visit mycarolinawealth.com. That's mycarolinawealth.com.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, offense coordinator for ECU football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Well, you can listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or Spotify. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Wednesday coming up. Jeff Charles will join us, as will Patrick Mason from the Daily Reflector. We'll talk a lot of Pirate baseball on today's show. Stephen Igoe as well. Mike Mullis is here, the Chan Man in studio, and joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line, the voice of ECU baseball, Scott Rogers. Scooter joins us live from Clearwater, Florida. Scooter, how you doing, man?
Doing good, Cliff. How about you?
Doing great. How was the weather? Were you able to enjoy an hour on the beach with the team today?
I was able to enjoy more than an hour on the beach today, and I'll be heading over to Baycare Ballpark here in a few minutes to catch South Florida and Tulane for a little bit.
All right, Cincinnati on tap for East Carolina. How about the rally yesterday, Scooter? You call a grand slam in 1/2 of an inning, and the Pirates trail, and then Bryson Worrell makes that great play, that SportsCenter top 10 play. He comes back with a granny of his own, and East Carolina doesn't look back from there. And it's kind of been that way during this streak, right? A lot of ups and downs, and East Carolina finding a way to come out on top in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what a crazy inning it was yesterday, like you said, with them giving up the grand slam, and then Bryson Worrell making that unbelievable throw to home plate to not allow that one run to come across, and then him knocking the grand slam just a half inning later. But like you said, you know, this has been really the theme of this team throughout this winning streak. And, you know, there's been a couple of wins in there where the Pirates have not had to come back, but for the majority of the wins, they've been comeback wins, and I think that's one thing that has made this win streak so exciting to watch.
Mully, you brought it up last segment that, I mean, you've been a part of, as a player and a coach, I'm sure, of teams that when they get behind, no panic, we're going to win, they believe they're going to win. The team right now has that feeling in these games, I would imagine.
Yeah, no, and I think one thing that the team has looked for all year is that guy to follow. And I don't know what else Worrell can do to, you know, I mean, they've got to be, hitching their wagon to that horse. So, and again, they're kind of playing with house money, and then go out and play loose and know that you know, they've got a postseason berth and see how far they can take this thing. But I think there was some math done that 23 consecutive wins would get them to Omaha. Yeah. So, how appropriate, and man, who knows what we're watching. And again, as Pirate fans, we've been spoiled, but this is a pretty special deal that we're seeing with these guys right now.
Scott Rogers joining us, Pirate Radio Live Line. Scooter, any talk on who will be getting the ball coming up on Thursday?
I have not heard of who will be a starter tomorrow for the Pirates. It'd be interesting to see what Cincinnati does as well, because Bo Keithley threw a complete game against Tulane yesterday, so they have a full bullpen to go against the Pirates, and also with, obviously, their starters too. But it would not surprise me if maybe a Ryder Giles gets the ball tomorrow for the Pirates, or either Jake Hunter, and maybe even Josh Groves, the way that he's been pitching lately too. I think either one of those three guys would probably be getting the ball for the Pirates.
You said it, Mully.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about that, Scooter, is that the folks at Cincinnati right now that are trying to pull their scouting reports together are going, well, you know what, it wouldn't surprise me if Giles gets it, or maybe the Groves kid, or maybe, do we see? I mean, so that's kind of the beauty in the mystery, which normally as a baseball guy, you'd rather say, no, our number 2 guy's going and number 3 is going to be ready and whatever. But this staff just has a bunch of baseball players, and but so I think that's fairly demonstrative of how you put that, because I feel like the staff at Cincinnati is doing the same thing, and quite frankly, the staff at East Carolina may be doing the same thing as well.
Right, yeah, and like you said, it's a good thing to have so many options on this pitching staff, and you never know, it might not even be one of those guys that we named. You never know if Garrett Saylor could get a start or someone like that. You never know with this Pirate pitching staff, but it's like you said, there's so many options that the Pirates could go to tomorrow. But that's one thing, because I think it's pretty much definite right now that East Carolina has the deepest bullpen in the American Conference, and that can only benefit you in a tournament like this.
If the Pirates need a lefty, is Jake Cooch-Maynor available, Scooter? What are you hearing about Cooch?
I have heard that Cooch probably, they're trying to get him on the mound at some point during the American tournament this week. Not exactly sure when that will happen, but I think he probably will be going at least maybe for an inning during the conference tournament. Either he's really close to getting back out there And Coach Godwin even alluded to that a little bit last weekend against Houston, and he said there was even a chance that he could have thrown an inning in that series, but we never saw him. But I think he's very close to getting back out on the mound, and it would not surprise me if we don't see him during this conference tournament.
Scooter, Mully, we're watching right now Virginia and Florida State. Florida State up 5-0 in the third inning. This might be tough for you guys to answer, but how important is this for the Cavaliers to have some type of showing in the ACC tournament if they want to host?
No, I mean, I think right now it's so I saw a projection where the ACC may get 11. So, but as a host site,
right?
Man, I think it's all still so up in the air, and they're not so far beyond reproach that. I mean, I think they're going to host a regional, but now they've got to be kind of thinking beyond that. I mean, I don't think anything outside of the Tennessee and there's a handful of teams maybe that kind of know pretty much where they're going to be. I think it's huge for UVA, and I mean it. Nobody wants to stumble into the postseason, and UVA has won baseball games. They're not blowing people out. This is a team that wins on fundamentals. This is not Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I think it's hugely important, and Florida State's most likely in the postseason. So I mean, the ACC's no joke this year. I mean, they
have the highest RPI ahead of the SEC.
It's a beast.
Scooter, you got a great resource there with you with Coach O when it comes to talking tournaments, regionals. How about the team itself? Cliff Godwin is such a focus on the task at hand, control what you can control. Is there chatter amongst the players, the coaches, about seedings, regionals, host, all that stuff?
I haven't really heard much from the players, and I don't think you are. I think they're pretty focused on winning the American this weekend, and I know they know how important it is to win the American this weekend, and obviously just to boost that resume even more. But I think they know they're going to the NCAA tournament, I think, but I think they're pretty focused more on what's at stake this week.
Sky Rogers joining us. Scooter, if East Carolina is not to win this thing, which right now all they can do is win, but who is the other team to watch out for, in your opinion, down there in Clearwater? Who's the favorite outside of ECU?
I think the team that scares me the most is our opponent tomorrow, Cincinnati.
Okay.
It's not just because it's mainly just because of the way they hit the baseball, and they hit the ball so good. I mean, you saw Player of the Year Griffin Merritt yesterday knock 2 home runs against Tulane. And the other side of the bracket right now, I would say that's probably either Houston or UCF maybe. UCF got beat by Memphis yesterday, but that's a team that could come out of the losers bracket if you look at the American. But I still think East Carolina pretty much is the favorite in this tournament, but Cincinnati is definitely a team to watch out for tomorrow.
Scooter, we'll let you save up your voice, have fun there in Clearwater. What's the plan for the team tonight? Do you know?
I believe the team will be having dinner a little bit tonight. I know they've already had practice this morning. I think they got a little workout in as well, but normally what it's been is, they give them a little bit of an early dinner around 6, 7 o'clock, and it gives them a couple hours to walk around and enjoy the town a little bit, and then curfew's normally around 9:30 or 10 o'clock.
Well, I know you're pulling for a win tomorrow, because that would mean you get a free Friday in Clearwater, right?
Absolutely, and the Yankees are in town to face the Tampa Bay Rays, so maybe be heading over to Tampa tomorrow to check
nice.
Major League Baseball out.
Enjoy it. Scooter, thanks for joining us, man. Have a great call the remainder of this week, and we'll talk to you when you get back in town.
Awesome, Clip. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Scooter. Scott Rogers joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. So, Mully, take care of business tomorrow. You get another day off to rest and prepare for maybe a semifinal and a final. So it's an important game against Cincinnati tomorrow.
Yeah, no, they're all important, and it's all the cliches, and they're cliches because they hold true. They got it's game by game, and all of them are important. This is the postseason. That's kind of what it's all about. So, kind of funny listening to Scott talk now. It's his professional or his. It's super.
Does it make you feel old?
But no, not at all. It's broadcasty. Like he's this weekend. It's pretty cool. He's done a very good job this year, and I've really enjoyed listening to him, and obviously always Coach O, and look forward to several more weekends.
How you feel about those Virginia hats, Mully? No orange on
Well, no, I don't like them, and furthermore, I've never seen a pitcher have hairpins to hold his hat on like this Wilford kid does. He's got hairpins on right up front by the bills. He's got a head full of hair. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's probably either that or it falls off every pitch.
All right.
So
5-0 Florida State over Virginia. Will on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dubbuck. Mully, unless you really can't stand a guy, I doubt you're sitting there hoping a golfer chokes on Sunday in a major.
No, especially a young guy. I mean, it was very predictable. So we had a pool. I mean, that worked out.
Wait a minute.
And I took JT.
Hold on. How do I get in this pool?
I took we'll work on it. I took JT, and it was just a three guy pool. We actually picked golfers on Saturday afternoon, and I said, look, I really feel like JT's going to win this, and one of the guys
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
So what is he, like 3 shots back?
Yeah. He ended up 7 shots back, but one guy took Zalatoris, which was one off the lead, and one guy took Bubba. And so we knew it was going to be a 2-horse race because Bubba was going to spit the bit. But yeah, it was to watch Pereira to watch him hit that shot on 18. Man, I've got that swing. I mean, it was just an awful golf swing, and you could tell everything was out of sorts. And he tried to catch it all up at the same time and just blocked it dead right. So no, certainly wasn't cheering for that to happen. It would have been cool to see him win, but the way it worked out was good too.
All right, Mully, anything else?
No, you know what?
What you got?
Were you able to go check out local baseball last Friday night, Rose and Central? I heard it was a pretty good.
It was. So I was. Somebody was streaming it, so I actually was watching the East Carolina game and watching that stream. So, but yeah, I mean, it was a great ball game. And again, we're just so spoiled in East North Carolina with the talent of high school and collegiate baseball we have that's around us. American Legion cranked up. I think they played their first game maybe Monday night.
I get Ryan on the show.
Yeah, I don't know if it got washed or not. But you know what, Clip? There is one thing non-sports related I would like to say, and that with all the stuff that happened yesterday in Texas, the polarizing nature of anything that happens that we as a society try to take one side or the other and make everything into a political or right or wrong. I've thought about this a lot today, and obviously having children that are in school and a wife that teaches, and it's very concerning to send your family off into situations where you're not sure that they're going to be the safest in the world. But in one man's humble opinion, I think we better start evaluating the mental health of young folks that are coming through these couple years that COVID has created so much isolation and so many things where it becomes easier to devalue the other person beside you because for a year or 18 months there might not have been another person beside you. You were in front of a computer and there was no interpersonal skills. So regardless of gun control, regardless of whatever, my prayers and heartfelt condolences go out to those families and all of us that are scared for our children every day we go to school. But we better pay attention to what's happening in our own houses, or we're going to lose this fight.
All right, Mully, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, man.
And we'll talk to you again soon. Mike Mullis joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Jeff Charles joins us on the other side of this timeout. More to go after this.
Enjoy a day on June 4th filled with all things home, garden, and outdoor living, featuring vendors from across Eastern North Carolina. It's the Inner Banks Home Builders Association new and improved Home and Garden Expo in Greenville, North Carolina. This one-day-only event is Saturday, June 4th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. inside and outside Minges Coliseum on the campus of ECU. For more info, visit the Inner Banks Home Builders Association website at ibxhba.org.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Summer is upon us, and I want to invite you to attend our CG23 Youth Camp here at East Carolina University. We will offer 3 sessions of camp. All camps will be held at Clark LeClaire Stadium, and campers will get baseball instruction from the ECU baseball staff and players. Campers will play games each day, and each camp ends with our famous Pirate Slip and Slide. Full day and half day sessions offered. For more information, visit cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com. See you there, and go Pirates!
Hey Chandler, what are you up to tonight?
Jenny, it's Tuesday, and I'm going to go sing with DJ Captain Morgan for karaoke at The Buck.
Well, that sounds like fun. I have to work. Well, what are you up to this weekend?
Well, believe it or not, I'm going to go listen to some live music Friday and Saturday night at The Buck.
Live music all weekend long, really?
Yep, all weekend, and they also have the biggest high-definition screen to watch all the sporting events on Sunday Fun Day.
I'm going to have to go check that out.
Yeah, just check out The Buck on Facebook or Instagram for all the information. The Buck.
Thursday, September 1st. Save that date, Pirate Nation, because the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party is back.
That's right. The excitement for the 2022 football season is building every day, and we are super pumped about the return of the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party presented by Bud Light on Thursday, September 1st.
Save the date now and stay tuned for more details coming soon about the party of the year, just days before ECU takes on the Pack in Greenville.
We are Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
For dine-in or to-go, Familia is your favorite place for great Italian food and more. Familia has just launched a new menu featuring new pizzas like the Sweet and Spicy and the Southwest Chicken. Every Sunday, you can feed the whole family with a buy one, get the second pizza half-price special all day. If you need to unwind after work during the week, stop by Wednesday for half-price wine, and Thursdays, all drafts are only $2. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College.
University PC Care has been busier than ever repairing personal PC and Mac computers and iPhones during this pandemic. And we thank you for your support. Now, with everyone streaming and doing work from school and home, you may have discovered that your home Wi-Fi just isn't cutting it. It may be time to upgrade your home network, and University PC Care can help. To make a network assessment appointment and discover upgrade options that fit your home, go to talktowilliam.com or learn more at universitypccare.com.
Lend a helping hand to children and families in your community and become part of our village. Currently serving over 5,000 children and families in North Carolina annually, Youth Villages helps children with emotional and behavioral issues and young adults aging out of foster care live successfully. You can become an ally today by supporting those in your community who need it the most. Go to youthvillages.org/North Carolina to make a financial donation today.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. Come experience the difference at Tommy's. Now open at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. Doesn't your car deserve it? Visit Tommy's Express Car Wash today. Now back to the show.
Welcome back. Villa Verde on 10th Street and Villa Verde Dos by the hospital are open for you, serving unique and healthy dishes from the Dominican Republic. You can order online at myvillaverde.com or the Villa Verde app. You can order a family meal that feeds 6 to 7 people, and they'll have it ready for curbside pickup today. Whether it's dine-in or takeout, Villa Verde is a platform for good. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is your host, Clint Brock.
Alrighty, hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Are you following all our social media accounts? If you're not,
shame on you.
I mean, you're not getting a Christmas card from me this year.
Nope.
I can tell you that much. Make sure you're following us Facebook, Twitter, the Grammygram. Coming out very shortly, we'll have some videos of Bryson Worrell, Zach Agnos, also Lane Hoover from today. So make sure you're following those accounts. You can see video from Clearwater, Florida, as we just talked to Scooter live down there in Clearwater. East Carolina will be back at it coming up on Thursday. What's the game time of that game on Thursday?
I think it's 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. Let me
Let's
pull
do
it
an
back
old double checker if we can.
because I was looking at the American website and they were telling me they had it broken down.
All right, Chandler, you just sit still. I don't want you to do anything.
Tomorrow
we'll take care of
is
it.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock tomorrow, Cincinnati.
On the place.
Why you give me that look?
Because Shirley was looking up the time.
All right. Well, Shirley's doing a lot of things.
Okay.
Chandler, you're doing a great job in there.
I thank you, CJ. What the hell?
I don't know. I just know that I don't want to tax you too much.
No, you had to get your jab in, and you just got it in, so congratulations.
Okay.
You just sit there and do nothing.
Would it have been tough for you to find it, you think?
Oh, God, that's why I didn't do it. That's why I didn't look it up, because they would have been tough.
Okay, so if they win on Thursday, they will play again Saturday at 9 a.m.
That's not a prize. 9 a.m.
Yep. If they lose, they play Friday at 1 o'clock.
If they lose Thursday.
Correct.
Okay, got it. 10-4. 10-4. All right, so there you go. Hopefully everybody got that. You got that, Chandler?
No.
Okay, if they lose, they have to play again on Friday.
Correct.
At
what
1
time?
o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
If they win, they don't have to play again until Saturday at 9 a.m.
And they play early
Saturday
because if they lose, they would have to play again.
They would have to play again, yes.
There could be 2 games on Saturday. There could be
Potentially.
4 games on Saturday.
Potentially.
Yeah, so that's and then the championship Sunday on everybody's favorite sports network,
ESPN News at the nooner.
Well done.
Chandler Honeycutt, ESPN News.
Sal Palantonio.
I met him.
Cool. Did you touch him?
You touch him.
I did.
Nice.
And Jaws.
Nice. Double toucher.
Double touch.
All right. Have you touched Jeff Charles?
Plenty of times.
I've touched him physically and I've touched his heart. He joins us here.
He called me a jabroni one time.
That's right. And guess what? He called me one as well.
You were also in that line of target.
Let's visit now with the voice, Jeff Charles, talk Pirate baseball and more. He joins us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Jeff, how you doing today?
Cliff, I'm doing great, and what a terrific comeback for the Pirates yesterday. What a remarkable turnaround this has been, and when you look at what happened yesterday with Bryson Worrell making the great catch and the grand slam home run, and then the great job the Pirates got out of the bullpen to finish the game off. I mean, this has really been something to watch. I hope Pirate fans, and I think they are, really enjoying seeing what we have seen here in recent weeks, because this usually just doesn't happen when teams are struggling, as East Carolina was earlier in the year. Most times in sports, you don't see teams turn it around at this level like ECU has on the diamond, and it's really been fun to watch.
It has, Jeff. Over the last month and a half, 2 months, East Carolina's gone from, well, they're going to have to win the conference tournament to get in to, all right, they're looking pretty good for a 3 seed. They basically locked up a 2 seed. At this point, they're back in the polls. And talk about Bryson Worrell, who has been around now a long time, and it was awesome on senior day. He gets a walk-off hit, and it's in true Pirate fashion, Jeff. Lane Hoover gets on a double to shallow center, a hustle double, and then Bryson comes up, hits it sharply to second, doesn't get out of the infield, but he legs out a single, and Hoover scores from second. And if that's not just grit, guts, Pirate baseball, I don't know what is. That was a great finish to the regular season on Saturday.
Well, I'll tell you, Cliff, when things are going well, they just go well. It's like a snowball going downhill. And guys believe every time they go out there that they're going to win games. They have the confidence to do that. And as we know, yesterday they got behind when USF's player hit the grand slam home run, and then they come right back, and Worrell hits a grand slam. So, you know, we talk a lot in sports, Cliff, about answering. I think maybe in football we talk about it more than any other sport. When a team goes down and scores a touchdown, we always talk about how can the Pirates come back and answer and score one on their next possession. Maybe we don't talk about answering as much anyway in the other sports. But, boy, yesterday when Worrell came right back and hit that grand slam, that was a big-time answer for the Pirates.
We'll see where their fate ends up on Monday. Still work to do as they're trying to get a ring. They're trying to win the AAC championship, the postseason championship, and they will be back in action on Thursday. And then, Jeff, Monday, we'll see where they land. And when you look at the folks that follow this, looks like it might be in the state of Virginia or potentially Maryland. The Pirates, by the way, I mentioned this yesterday, East Carolina's best win of the season RPI-wise came against Maryland, who has the number 3 RPI in the country right now, and East Carolina knocked them off in the Keith LeClaire Classic. We've seen East Carolina tied with Maryland in a regional, and then also the Hokies and the Cavaliers. They've popped up too. And Jeff, as long as it's not Tennessee, I'm fine with anything, but we'll find out where East Carolina's going coming up next Monday.
Yeah, no doubt about that, and I think you can maybe drive yourself nuts trying to figure it all out, Clip, because there's just so many variables at this point. And you're right, too, about Tennessee. I mean, they are such a powerhouse. You don't want to go over there unless you absolutely have to. Virginia Tech's program has come a long way. They've made a commitment to it. For years, I don't know how serious they were about baseball, but they really improved the stadium, and they made a big-time hire as far as their coach is concerned, and you can see that it has paid off, and they're now really good, and they've got a good following up there, so that would be a place that the Pirates have already been to, as we know. East Carolina's already been there this year, but a little familiarity with playing on that field. And then, of course, down through the years, East Carolina's gone to Charlottesville. I remember going up there a couple of times and broadcasting games in regionals in past years. And Maryland is really, really good. And the other tie there with the Maryland program, as you mentioned, Cliff, is Eric Bakich, who was at Maryland, the former Pirate player, and went to Maryland as the head coach and then took the job at Michigan. And just a couple of years ago, as we all know, Michigan was the talk of college baseball when they got to Omaha and they got to the championship game. So a lot of ties in baseball. A lot of ties always seem to come back to East Carolina.
Jeff Charles joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line today here on Pirate Radio Live. Jeff, the Florida Panthers fall to the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's good news for the Hurricanes, because if they can get out of this round, they will host the Eastern Conference Final. Now, it's good news because they can't win on the road. Right now, the Hurricanes in these playoffs, perfect at home, 0 on the road. They'll be back at PNC Arena coming up on Thursday night with the series tied at 2 games apiece with the Rangers. And, voice, it's crazy because I mean, it's the same teams on the same playing surface, but when you go in that other team's building, it's been difficult, especially if you're the Carolina Hurricanes or their opponent. And hopefully that trend continues Thursday night, because the Canes can't afford to get down 3-2. But it's been a wild playoff run for the Hurricanes right now, still trying to win that elusive road game.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And they just didn't get the offense cranked last night at the Garden, Clip, and only scored 1 goal and lost that game 4-1. But now coming back home, I mean, this really is, even though it's a 2-2 series, this really is a must-win situation for the Hurricanes tomorrow at home. I think they probably will feel more pressure than the Rangers will. They've got to hold court here and hold the home serve if they can get this win tomorrow at home, because you don't want to go back to New York down 3-2. So they've got to win tomorrow. But again, they've played so well at home. I have a feeling that they'll put together a great effort and have a good chance to win tomorrow. And then if they have to, they'll have to come back to Raleigh and play Game 7. But, you know, watching hockey over the years, Clip, we talk about this in basketball a lot, home court advantage, which is very important. But sometimes in hockey, the home ice is even more important, I think. It's really difficult to win on the road in hockey. And, of course, the Panthers, or rather the Hurricanes, are showing us that here in the series and the playoff run that they're having. So even as good as they are, they're still having trouble winning on the road. And we'll see if they can, again, hold serve and win tomorrow night at home.
And, Jeff, the story in the NBA playoffs has been the blowouts, and there was another one last night. It's almost like, you know, which the Warriors did make a rally, lose by 10, but it was too little too late there in the fourth quarter. It's almost like you know who there's going to be a blowout. You just don't know who's going to be blowing who out night in, night out in these playoffs. And we saw it a couple of nights ago. Celtics all over the Miami Heat. They'll play again tonight, Game 5 of that series, as it is 2-2. And the Celtics are actually a road favorite, with Miami dealing with injuries going into tonight's game. So I'm just looking for a competitive game, Jeff. Hoping we can get a close one here, because these have been making me flip over to something else while the game's still going on.
But you know what, Clip, you say that, and some of these huge leads then just disappear in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these games in the first half, as you know, one team's up by 25 points, and the next thing you know, you're going into the fourth quarter, and it's like a 4-point game or something. So with a 3-point shot and the way games are played these days, no lead is ever safe. But you're right, Miami needs to win this game coming up. Bam Adebayo, the Eastern North Carolina kids, had a little bit of an up-and-down series in this past series. He's right now, I looked at his stats the other day, he's right about 14 points and 7 rebounds, which is good. He's playing about 32 minutes a game, but he's had some games where he's not played as well as some others. Now, he's going to have to bring his A game in this next game for Miami as well. Jimmy Butler's had, pretty much of a great playoff series. So it's going to be interesting. It's, I think, a couple of very evenly matched teams, as we talked about before the series started. And, Tatum can go off and he can get you 35 or 40. So if he does that in this next game, Boston will have a chance to win.
Jeff Charles joining us on the Pirate Radio Live Line, voice some East Carolina football-related news, and this is not a press release or haven't heard from Coach Houston, but we did see on social media that C.J. Johnson put up a post that he was in a team meeting and said something to the effect of no better feeling than being back in this room. So it looks like C.J. Johnson will be a part of the Pirates and their 2022 football team, and that's very important because a few months ago it looked like this wide receiver room was a depleted position group. They have added some players from the outside, from the transfer portal, to help out Holton Ahlers in the offense, and if you can get CJ back, that'll be key as well. And you just hope, Jeff, that look, some guys need a wake-up call. You really hope this is CJ's wake-up call, and he realized, how important this is and what he'd be missing if football and ECU football was not part of his life. So you just hope that he could figure it out and just be the player on the field we know he can be, because he's put up big plays, big numbers at times. And if you have him, all of a sudden the wide receiver room looking a lot better than it did, say, 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I saw the same social media post, and I hope things have worked out for CJ. I'll say this for the coaching staff, too. Cliff, they have been extremely patient with CJ Johnson.
Yeah.
And, you only get so many chances. So this could be the last one. And if it is, I certainly hope that CJ takes advantage of it, because he is a nice kid. He's had some maturity issues. But I think that, he has a good heart. So I really hope that he takes advantage of it, because he's running out of chances. He really is. And I hope that he understands that. Sometimes when you're as young as these guys are, you don't really grasp the whole situation, but maybe he will this time. So I hope so, and you're right, Cliff. They brought in a bunch of transfers. The kid from Toledo looks like he'll have a chance to be a good player for the Pirates at a wide receiving position. And again, I go back to Tyler Snead. I think the Pirates are really going to miss Tyler Snead.
Yeah.
If there's anybody out there who can step up and do what he has done for this football program the last few years. But, guys move on, and you have to move on, too. So you're right. I hope CJ's got his head screwed on right. I hope he's ready to go, because he can make a big difference. And you know how excited we all were his freshman year when he was a freshman All-America, and we thought, boy, this guy is just going to be a great, great player for the Pirates moving forward. He's only going to continue to get better. But as we all know, that's not happened. So it's redemption time for CJ, and I hope he has a great year this year coming up.
Yeah, and it's hard for guys to just flip the switch and turn it on. And I was thinking about this. You've got guys that made it to the league like Dwayne Harris, Justin Hardy, who from day one just kind of put their head down, put in the work, knew what they wanted to do, and ended up signing checks from the NFL. And then, like Chris Johnson, he had otherworldly talent, so that certainly helped him out. But we had flashes from Chris. He had some injury stuff. But we interviewed him, Jeff, years ago, and he told us how he was thinking about transferring and going back home to Florida. And Skip Holtz had to kind of talk him out of it and got him to stay here. And then that last year he was here, all I heard about was how hard he worked, how much he focused, how he did everything he had to do on and off the field to to give him the best shot to get to the next level, and we saw how that ended up for eventually he became CJ2K for his 2,000-yard season in the NFL. So, guys can turn it on when they have to. It's difficult to do, and I don't know if Chris Johnson's the best example because of his just natural ability and speed, but he's a guy that, it almost didn't work out for him here at East Carolina, Jeff, but he was able to get it done in his final year here at ECU.
Well, if you remember back, Cliff, going into his senior season, I don't know if you were covering the team for Pirate Radio back then or not, but that summer going into his senior season, I remember us all talking about how hard Chris Johnson is working. Mm-hmm. And, if you go out on the practice field at the Cliff Moore practice facility, Height Field, you'll see CJ out there working out every day and putting in the work and really getting after it. And everybody talked going into his senior year what a great off season he was having and how hard he was working. And it really paid off for him. He had the great senior year, of course, and then gets drafted. And at one point in his NFL career, he was one of the best, if not for a year or two there, the best running back in the National Football League. So, yeah, it can happen, Clip. It gets down to the individual, and it gets down to what's between the ears and how bad you want it and how hard you're willing to work. And some guys have that. They have that DNA, and then other guys don't. So we'll just have to wait and see how this one works out.
And Jeff, speaking of individuals willing to work, had my first interaction with Mike Schwartz on Monday. And, very impressive guy. He is going to work his tail off to figure this ECU basketball thing out, and I really enjoyed talking to him. I did mention to him off the air, Jeff, in fact, he remembers, so credit to him. I said, and it's funny because when I introduced myself, he said, "Oh, hey, Clint," and I said, "It's Clip. I know it's a weird name. It's Clip." And he said, "Oh, okay, Clip." And I said, "By the way, we had a good time with you calling Jeff Charles the wrong name. What was it?" And he immediately said, "Greg." He remembers, Jeff, the interaction with you. So, but anyway, I like what he says, Jeff. It's still ECU basketball, as you would say. It's a tough nut, but I do like the man at the helm for Pirate Hoops.
Well, he's going to bring great energy. There's no doubt about that, Clip. I like him, too. We've just had a couple of interactions, and I do like what I see. He knows. I mean, these guys aren't dumb. He knows that he's come into a very, very difficult situation to win when we talk about East Carolina basketball. I mean, all you have to do is pick up the media guide some night and take it home and read it, and then tell me what a difficult job it is to win at ECU. And he knows that. These coaches research things, and they talk to each other, and they all know that this is a very tough nut, as I like to say here, as far as ECU basketball is concerned. But he's going to give it a great shot, and he's got some young coaches who are going to get after it as well. And I know he's got a bunch of new players coming in. And last count, 8 new players coming in.
Yeah.
So the old voice is going to have to do a lot of homework. I was just telling my wife, Debbie, the other day, I said, with all these new players in basketball and in football, we got so many new guys coming in this year in the fall. There's going to be a lot of homework to get ready for these 2 seasons this year, just learning the personnel. So that's the way it's going to be, too, Clip, I think, moving forward.
Yeah.
Because as we both know, this is a swinging door these days in college athletics with your talent level and the personnel and who's here and who's leaving and who's coming and who's going. That's just the way it is, and I think it's going to be that year way moving forward. And again, for the coaches, it's a tough deal, but they're in this business, and that's the way the business is now. And if they're going to be successful in it, they have to change with the times.
There you go. Jeff Charles joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Jeff, always enjoy the weekly sports chat with you. We'll do it again next week when we reconvene. Appreciate you joining us today.
You're very welcome, Clip. Always enjoy our visits and always enjoy the opportunity to talk with the Pirate Nation every Wednesday. You have a good week.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff Charles, voice of the Pirates, joining us today here on Pirate Radio Live. We will take a timeout, come back, take a look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard. Got some conference tournament baseball going on. We'll update that, look at day Major League Baseball, and talk to Patrick Mason from the Daily Reflector. He joins us when we return on Pirate Radio Live. More to go after this.
All
aboard. Hop on the Emerald Express for a free ride through the Uptown District every Thursday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. The continuous loop begins and ends at GK Butterfield Transportation Center, but you can hop on and off at any of the 13 stops. With stops along Dickinson Avenue, Evans Street, the Town Common, and more, the Emerald Express is the perfect way to travel in the Emerald City. This trolley runs every 20 minutes, but don't worry, the stops are all footsteps away from all the businesses in the Uptown District.
Pirate fans, the 2022 football season is going to be one for the record books. East Carolina is coming off a 7-win bowl season, and 2022 is shaping up to be even better. The Pirates need you to pack Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this fall with a great home slate that includes in-state rival North Carolina State. The American Conference schedule features home games against UCF, Memphis, Houston, and Navy. Season tickets are on sale for as low as $125. Get your tickets today by visiting ECUPirates.com.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are two things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
When I need jeans, I order online because I know exactly what I want. They have just one moving part, and if there's something wrong, I exchange them. Buying a vehicle, especially pre-owned, is way different. Lots of moving parts. You don't want to get stuck. For a worry-free purchase, visit Phelps Chevrolet. We've been here in town a very long time. You know us. You know we stand behind everything we sell. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come get you one.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware Building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelge and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, Classic Cola, Cherry Cola, Citrus Soda, and Orange Soda. You hear that? It's seltzer with a pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Pick up some new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda at your favorite retailer today. Bud Light, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989, and the official beer of the ECU Pirates.
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
This is CJ Mayhew, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
This hour of PRL is brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. Come experience the difference at Tommy's. Now open at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. Doesn't your car deserve it? Visit Tommy's Express Car Wash today. Now back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Why do they have Wawa down in Florida?
Wawa.
That's something in the northeast. Did they just skip over us? They have Wawa in Illinois or wherever you're
Chicago.
Grounds?
Yeah, I actually went to a Pirates game when I was a kid, and the guy hawking waters was just yelling Wawa Pepsi. So I don't know.
Okay.
I went to a Wawa when I was in Philadelphia, and they actually had some of the best buffalo chicken wraps I've ever had in my life.
I always go when we go to South Jersey to see my in-laws, and I always get a sub, and it's always good.
Have you guys ever been to that magical place called Buc-ee's?
I haven't.
I mean, I know a lot of people that have been there, and apparently it's just kind of like, I don't even know. It's hard to describe. It's
What is that? Is that what's advertised here? Why do you bring that up?
Because I think it's kind of like it's not like a Wawa, but it's like a convenience store. It's like a huge convenience store. In gas station, I think. Anyway. Yeah. So, but it's like you can get merchandise. It's basically like a huge mall.
It's a truck stop is what it is.
Okay.
I don't think I've told this story before, but in Pennsylvania, you can pretty much divide the state in half. On the Philadelphia side, it's all Wawas, and on the Pittsburgh side, it's all Sheetz. There's some weird... They pick sides. I don't know why, but like they will not open Sheetz on the side of the Philadelphia side because people will not go there. They don't do business.
Yeah, that's what I've heard is that people that are, I guess you could say, Wawa regulars are very, very, very committed to their Wawas. Mm-hmm. Like some people around here would only go to a Speedway.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing up north with people with Wawas.
How about in the Philippines, CJ?
They take what they can get.
Okay. All right. How about in Havelock?
We take what we can get.
There you go.
Take whatever's closest to the football game on Friday night.
Sounds good. I would say I prefer Wawa to Sheetz, but it might just be because it's different to me, and there are 100 Sheetz around here. And if there was a Wawa and a Sheetz beside each other, and I went to both for a year, maybe I would prefer Sheetz. As of right now, I think I'm Team Wawa, but again, it could be because it's unique. I'll keep you updated, folks. All right, Patrick Mason is here. He is not in Clearwater.
Unfortunately.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like better weather out there than this here.
Yeah.
You could be enjoying the beach. You'd had the day off today.
I know. It would have been nice.
You wouldn't have to come here.
You wouldn't have to come to this studio.
Man.
Nobody's
all those
forcing
options.
Pirates continue to win, Patrick, and how many have you looked back and seen how many games they've trailed in during this win streak?
You know, that would have been a good thing to do. I did it at one point, and actually it was that Saturday. What is it? All that weird series, the Thursday to Saturday. One of those days, I was like, all right, I have a feeling it might end today. So I was doing some, look at numbers over the streak, and sure enough, they just kept winning. So just any way possible.
It rolls on. Right now in Clearwater, you've got the Bulls in trouble because Tulane just hit an RBI triple. Might have been a 2-run triple, but they have a lead over South Florida right now. This is a loser's bracket game. Of course, Tulane, the only team to beat East Carolina in a series this AAC season. Loser of this one goes home. Winner advances to play tomorrow, and they would play the loser of the ECU game. Wait, that can't be right. They would play...
I got to get a bracket.
I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out right now.
You know what I'm going to do?
Chandler,
I'm going to search it.
No.
God, this is so tough.
You need to rest.
Oh, my God.
You need to just relax. Take a breath, because you will never figure this out. All right, so right now you've got Tulane and South Florida. This is Game 5. The winner of this game... Oh, okay. So tomorrow there are only 2 games.
Yeah, it's just that winner's bracket.
So I was on the right track. The winner of this game will play the loser of East Carolina Cincinnati on Friday. All right, we figured it out. We got to it. Let's see, loser of tomorrow's ECU game plays Friday. The winner will not play until 9 a.m. on Saturday morning, which we already went over, thanks to Shirley Rhodes. Win, and you get another day off on Friday, Patrick. So that could be what's in front of the Pirates.
For sure. I mean, basically everything's gone right for them this winning streak. I mean, especially if you have Bryson Worrell on your team. I don't know if you can lose. That dude is something else.
What about that sequence from Bryson yesterday in the 6th with the throw out from center field, from deep center field, and then answering right back in the bottom half with a grand slam.
Yeah, Zach Agnos called it a 5-run inning, which, I mean, yeah, he took off a run and then added 4 more with a grand slam. That, I don't know if when you guys were watching, like, I thought there was no way. I thought that guy was going to score easily on that sac fly.
So did the announcer.
I mean, it was deep.
It was a pretty deep fly ball. I will give Bryson credit. He did a great job to run up underneath it. He set it up perfect, but still to throw. Yeah, you're right. Like, there's no way he should have got that guy home.
And it took a literal perfect throw, and that's what he got. I mean, that was on a fly essentially.
And it wasn't close. Like, it was not
the guy
bang
was
bang.
dead.
Yeah, he was hammering it.
He was.
Now, is this guy the slowest runner in the league?
Well, Mully was saying it off the air a while ago. He said, I would love to have seen the guys jump at third.
Yeah.
Because there was no way.
I wonder if he was jogging
or like you just said, and Mully said it too. He said maybe he's just a really slow runner.
I guess, but he didn't look like that big of a guy. And,
Nah.
Man, maybe when he caught the ball and he just maybe didn't go 100% right off the rip. But it was crazy. But that ball was on a rope. And that was a heck of a throw.
While we hadn't mentioned it today, Trey Savage yesterday getting out of the bases loaded jam. So Carter Spivey tried to get out of a bases loaded jam. How about Savage gets out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam earlier in that game?
Yeah, we can start calling him the fireman because that's what he does. He comes in and jams and gets out of it. I mean, that was a bases loaded, no outs, and I don't even think South Florida put a ball in play. 2 strikeouts and like a foul out.
Yeah.
Just coming in and shutting it down.
How about tomorrow, Patrick? We talked to Sky Rogers earlier. He said that there hasn't been a starter named. He reeled off 3 names and said it could be somebody outside of those. So who are your who's your pick? Who are your candidates to start on Thursday?
I don't know. I guess if we go by what happened last weekend, they threw Josh Groves in the second game. So
and then brought in Ryder right after
right.
that.
And I mean, essentially, if you look at the Pirates pitching staff, it's literally just a bunch of bullpen arms.
I made a mistake there. Jake Hunter started Saturday, and that's when Ryder came in.
Yeah,
I believe.
That series is all off with the Thursday Saturday series. It's got us messed up.
But you got your starter there, and you say 1 inning at a time. See how far you can go. Yeah. If that's 2 1/3, then somebody else would come in. It's almost like the old Joe Madden opener style of pitching.
Right, and that's their whole team, I think. It's just guys who can throw multiple innings. You know, if you get 3 or 4 out of a starter, that's awesome because that's, you know, you got another guy who can throw 3 or 4 innings. You know, and it's just what it is.
No reason to think about this now, but I do. It's concerning, like in a super regional format where you're facing top arms from another team. It's a bit concerning in a regional, but then again, those things tend to go long, and you need your bullpens, you need multiple guys. So East Carolina is certainly set up for this tournament format where arms are being used, and they're going to have more than every other team. But it can even be an advantage, I think, in a regional as well.
I think so too, and I guess, you know, with the days off between games, I guess if you keep winning, you get the day off. I mean, that obviously helps. I mean, you don't want to see, you know, 9 pitchers, each guy throw an inning kind of thing, because that's just right. You know, that just doesn't really work, or, you know, I guess that's not ideal, but. I think it'll be fine. Just like you said, you know, you can throw anyone really at this point. Anyone can get a start. Just give me a few innings and go to the next arm.
And we're mentioning all these names and these arms that we have on the staff right now, but there's a guy that can come back that we haven't seen in a while. We never know if we might can see Cooch this week in Clearwater.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's on the table, I guess. You know, I'm not sure how confident they are at that, but you know, he definitely hasn't been ruled out. At least I haven't heard.
I think. Well, no, it sounds. Scooter says they want to try to get him in, and I think this is a great time to do it because you're in a no pressure situation. Like, you want to win a ring, you want to win the championship. If you don't, you're still a 2 seed, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a great time to get him in. Not even as a starter, but just give him put him in the 5th and let him work to the 7th and see what he's got. And then that could be a weapon for you come next week in a regional setting.
Yeah, I mean, as much pitching as you can find is definitely helpful. You know, I think it's weird too or interesting that, you know, when Carter Spivey won the conference pitcher of the year, he was a reliever, and it's like the first time a reliever's won it.
Yeah.
But that's just how the whole pitching staff is set up. You know, he's thrown, maybe Garrett Saylor's got him, but thrown a ton of innings, and I mean, he's just been awesome. That's just how it's going. Just find an arm and get me a few innings.
Ton of awards. Patrick, were you like everyone wondering where Jacob Jenkins Coward was?
I was a little bit, because I mean, he's been a staple in that middle of the lineup all year.
Well, he's the second best hitter, average-wise, which we don't like that stat. But his power numbers, he's basically up there right behind Worrell.
Yeah, he's been incredible. And he hasn't really left the 3 or 4 hole all year as a freshman.
And to do what he did as a freshman he started 52 games, averaged 321 at the plate. He came across the board 34 times with 63 hits, 9 doubles, a triple, and then 9 home runs and 42 RBIs. And for him not to even get mentioned anywhere, and it's like we joked about it, like maybe there were so many Pirates that were recognized that they said, hey, we got to get one of these guys snubbed to get some other people in here. So.
Right. Yeah, I guess, at what point you cut it off? There's plenty of good players in this team. And even Bryson getting a second team I thought was funny because he's been the best player in the conference for, since conference play, I feel like.
South Florida, a little rally here. They score a couple of runs. It is now 7-5 Tulane over USF as they play down in Clearwater, Florida. Some other scores. Baylor, TCU just went final. TCU won their Big 12 tournament game 4-2 over Baylor. Earlier today, it was Pittsburgh 6, Louisville 5 in the ACC tournament. Right now, Florida State a 9-2 lead over Virginia. It was 9-0 a moment ago. Virginia gets a couple of runs as they play in Charlotte, North Carolina. So a couple of scores there on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dub Buck. Sure, let's get a break in. We'll come back and hang out one more segment. Yep. We'll talk more Pirate baseball. We'll look around Major League Baseball as well. More to go. Hour 2. Patrick Mason rejoins us after this.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
Everybody's thinking we're having some inventory issues in the car business, which some of it's true. But the good news is, we're getting vehicles from the factory every single week. So what the customer can do is come in, get an appraisal on their trade-in if they have one. They can pick a vehicle that's incoming and actually kind of build it how they want. And then when it gets here in the next 6 to 8 weeks, they're actually taking delivery of a new vehicle.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get it is at Jersey Mike's, because authentic ingredients make a sub above. Jersey Mike's would like to dedicate the next 3 seconds to our new grilled portobello mushroom and Swiss sub. Trust us, it tastes good too, because fresh ingredients make a sub above.
Volleyball players need to be able to jump higher, dig lower, and move faster. Our athletic movement program at Kinetic this summer is just for volleyball players at ages 13 to 17. It's a 6-week program starting June 13th where you will learn the secrets on how to be more explosive, how to get the ball faster, and how to serve with power. Team up with our sports performance coaches and other players to sharpen your athletic ability and take your game to the next level. Sign up today at kptonline.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at Arc Point Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust Arc Point Labs to give you quick and accurate results for all your laboratory testing needs. If you are in need of COVID testing for your return to school, work, or for travel, Arc Point Labs is offering same-day PCR and antigen testing with little to no wait time. Please visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina Arc Point Labs locations or make an appointment now at onehourcovidresults.com. Go Pirates!
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. New Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
Welcome to US Cellular.
Yeah, hi. I want a new phone for free, but not just any phone. I want the newest, fastest, most storage holding 5G unlimited data using phone in here for free.
Sure, your choice.
Really?
Yep.
At US Cellular, we put you first. So choose any phone from any brand free. Plus, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
We all love using Uber Eats, DoorDash, and grocery pickup. It makes life so much easier. Well, now there is cellular delivery, and the team at Cellular Warehouse has perfected the process. They will deliver your new phone right to your door with all your information loaded on the new phone. And the best thing is there is no charge for this awesome service. And you don't have to waste half the day sitting in a cellular store. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let his team of experts make your cellular delivery today. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent, serving all of Eastern North Carolina.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You work hard for your money at Carolina Wealth Management. We believe that your money should work hard for you. Do you know if it is? To learn more about your investment portfolio, go to mycarolinawealth.com to schedule a free consultation. That's mycarolinawealth.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. I mentioned it earlier this hour. We'll be dropping some videos, and I believe those have been dropped on our social media accounts.
Okay.
You want to check? You want to check that?
I guess.
You don't have to. Look, no, you know what?
What is wrong with you?
Rest those fingers.
Shouldn't you know?
What do you mean, shouldn't I know? I'm hosting the show. You're doing nothing. Earlier this week, we talked about...
You have a computer right in front of you, too.
We talked about...
you check while hosting the show.
We talked about the standard, right? And going above and beyond.
Okay.
What have you done to go above?
Today?
This week.
You know what I've done.
Tell me.
I made the little Mike Schwartz graphic.
All right, that was Monday. We're over halfway done with the week now. You got to do something else. Or is it up?
What videos are you looking for?
Zach Agnos, Lane Hoover. Check Facebook. Do something. Just do something.
I'm sorry, P-Max. I'm sorry. This is I'm sorry that you're seeing front hand how I'm treated by Clip Rock.
I'm gonna give you a backhand. Talk about front hand. Speaking of spats and jerks like myself, why did Josh Donaldson get suspended for calling Tim Anderson Jackie?
Well, first of all, they don't like each other at all. And
right.
That's just, I don't know.
My question is, why did he get suspended?
Because it's not a cool thing to say.
Right. I agree with that. So Tim Anderson in an interview says I'm kind of like the new Jackie Robinson because I'm going to mix it up, have fun.
Yeah, right. In regards to saying, he's having fun in baseball.
All right. So who else is on that team? Rizzo. If Anthony Rizzo says I'm the new Babe Ruth and Josh Donaldson says, nice strikeout, Babe, should he get suspended?
Yeah, it's just different. Like Tim Anderson saying that in a way where he's trying to just say he's like, new. He's doing something different.
Yeah, but all he's doing.
But Donaldson's not saying that at all in that way. He's like, saying it.
He's saying it as a jerk. I get it. He's talking trash.
Yeah, he's being a heel.
But should you get suspended for talking trash? That's my question. And is it going to be?
I think it goes a little bit farther than trash. I think.
Okay.
And that's why he got suspended.
I guess. I don't know.
It's just something you shouldn't do. Like he's got to think more than that. I know, and like he tried to explain it, like he called himself Jackie, so I'm gonna say, but he didn't. Donaldson's not using it in the way that Tim did.
Of course not, and I get that. But like players talk trash to one another, I just don't know if it's suspension worthy. That's my thing. I get it. It's
just not something you should do.
No, but I agree.
Right. But you know, like,
but we do things we aren't supposed to do, and we don't like go to jail for it or get arrested. Like,
Yeah, like the other day, Sox are playing the Yankees. Joe Kelly picks someone off at second, and he walks over with his hands up, and he's making fun of the guy because he picked him off. Like that's trash talking. He's like, "What are you doing?
Should he get suspended?"
Right. That's what I'm saying. No, you shouldn't get suspended.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
Absolutely not. It's just a step too far, I think.
Patrick, congratulations on your first disagreement on this show. And by the way, if you're looking for those videos on our social media platform, they're not up yet.
Okay.
I found out.
Thank you.
They are not
Hey,
up.
you know what? You went above and beyond.
Thank you, buddy. Hey, man, I tell you what, that was tough. I got out of my comfort zone. But
You got a little sweat on your brow. Are you okay?
That felt good.
You're going to sleep good tonight because you did that little bit extra
You know
work.
what? I'm going to give it 15 minutes, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to every single social media platform that we have, which we do. We're not just radio. You can find us on social media,
CJ's giving you a
Twitter,
standing O.
Instagram. I appreciate that, CJ. You can find us all over social media, which throughout all of our social media, over 55,000 followers. Join us today.
Man, good stuff, Chandler. You are, I tell you what, stock rising.
Did you remember that number off the top of your head?
I was going to say, that's some quick adding.
That was impressive.
Well, I sell pirate radio for really my living.
Oh, yeah.
And so I know the numbers.
He's a numbers guy. Let's see. Patrick, Sox still struggling?
They are.
They ain't caught the Twins yet. Twins, by the way, right now, tied at 2 with Detroit in the top of the 9th as they play on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by DeBuck. So Sox still in second right now in that division.
Yeah, they got hammered by the Red Sox yesterday. See, I thought the Donaldson-Tim thing would kind of, fire this team up, but baseball's baseball. Momentum really doesn't exist.
Well, if it does, the Red Sox have it because they're hot right now.
Yeah.
They're heating up at the right time. Yankees got walked off the Orioles last night. Baltimore is pesky. Beat the Bombers on Monday, lost to them last night. They'll play again tonight right here on Pirate Radio. 7:05. It will be the Yankees and the Orioles as they play Game 3 of that series in New York. Saw Adley Rutschman. Do you follow it enough where you know, who are the top prospects?
A little bit. I've heard of Adley Rutschman.
Yeah.
I mean, that switch hitting catcher. And I think he had a triple, right?
His first game.
Yeah.
In fact, they were getting shut out by the Rays, so really everybody at the ballpark came to see Adley Rutschman, and he delivered.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And, in fact, they went on a little streak with him there. It was a very little streak, I think 2 wins in a row. But they lost last night to end that. But Adley Rutschman is there. People are excited about that. And, again, we got Pirate Baseball coming up on Thursday as East Carolina will take on Cincinnati. And we talked to Scooter. He said the team, in his opinion, that could win this thing that's not East Carolina is Cincinnati. And he says because of the offense. I guess the further we get into this, the teams are going to run out of pitching. That would be an advantage for a good offensive team. And Scooter says Cincinnati fits that bill. If it's not East Carolina winning it all, what do you think?
I actually do agree with that in a sense because, I mean, all this baseball we've watched, I don't think there is any good pitching in this conference necessarily. So if you got an offense like Cincinnati, I mean, any game you can score 12 runs, 8 runs, and that's what they do. So, I mean, really none of the pitching scares me all that much.
Patrick, hopefully we'll have you in studio. Will you be traveling to a regional, you think, next week?
Yeah. That's
Where will you be?
That's a good question. I don't know. I keep taking a peek and looking at stuff, but I always come back to the thing. What's the point of looking when you got all these games to go?
It's
all right. Here we go.
It's fun to talk about, but at the end of the day, we have no clue.
You about to raise up another level?
Make your prediction right now. If you get it right, you go. If you don't, you don't get to go.
Wow.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. I would think somewhere in Virginia. That just sounds possible.
We'll take that.
Who is this guy over here? You need to relax a little.
What am I to say that you can't go?
He just comes in and unpacks my bag. Nope. You're staying.
I find where you're at. I'm like, you were wrong.
Yeah.
What is this bag doing? Take the bag, dump all your laundry out or your clothes.
Chandler pokes a hole in your gas tank in your car and you can't go anywhere.
You're trying to board a plane and I'm like dressed up as like security at the airport. I'm like, nope, this guy cannot go.
That guy's got a bomb. He's got a bomb. Check him out.
Random check.
Patrick, thanks for hanging out, man. What's coming up on the pages of the Daily Reflector?
Yeah, just a lot more baseball, basically. Just following this team and I guess we got some high school playoffs going on too.
South Central still alive.
Yeah.
And
what about that game last Friday?
Yeah, that was nuts. We were following along because that was actually lasted longer than the ECU baseball game, which is rare. But that extra innings, that must have been a really fun baseball game.
Patrick, thanks for hanging out, man.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
We'll talk to you next week. Patrick Mason, Daily Reflector, reflector.com. We'll take a timeout when we return. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, is not in Clearwater, Florida.
Nope.
He made that clear water to us last week.
I never go to the conference tournament.
He was very angry. We'll see what kind of mood Igoe's in today. Hopefully a friendly mood. And we'll have a nice, easy, calm hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
All aboard! Hop on the Emerald Express for a free ride through the Uptown District every Thursday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. The continuous loop begins and ends at GK Butterfield Transportation Center, but you can hop on and off at any of the 13 stops. With stops along Dickinson Avenue, Evans Street, the Town Common, and more, the Emerald Express is the perfect way to travel in the Emerald City. This trolley runs every 20 minutes, but don't worry, the stops are all footsteps away from all the businesses in the Uptown District.
Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of Pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ dance party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck.
The Wood Ducks are back this week against the Fayetteville Woodpeckers, starting Tuesday, May 24th through Sunday, May 29th. Kick off your weekend with Thirsty Thursday. Then join us on Friday for a 5th season commemorative hat giveaway. Saturday, there's the jersey auction of the fan jerseys all Wood Ducks players will be wearing. Close out your weekend with Dogs and Dogs Day on Sunday. Go online to get your tickets in advance at woodducksbaseball.com. See you at Granger Stadium for Dude Baseball all week long. Go Woodies!
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Go Pirates!
Hey guys, this is Kyra from Postcode Junction in Washington, where all your shipping needs come together. Did you know Postcode Junction is the only UPS, FedEx, and DHL shipping location in Washington? Postcode Junction is also the place for your Amazon returns. Need to ship a package the same day? Want to avoid the long lines at the post office? Come see us at Postcode Junction by 4:30 and we got you covered. Postcode Junction on 15th Street in Washington next to Tractor Supply. Go Pirates!
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Live well, move more, and hurt less with Kinetic Physical Therapy. If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has nationally certified therapists for physical, occupational, speech, and massage therapy, all in a state-of-the-art facility on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Visit kineticptgreenville.com for more information. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Clip Rock, Shirley Rhodes, CJ Schaefer, Chandler Honeycutt, and Stephen Igoe. I have remembered all of your first and last names. Credit to me. Stephen.
Very impressive.
Thank you. How's it going today, Pard? Hey, before you answer,
can we introduce this man?
We got to introduce. I forgot.
The right way.
I got a special announcement to make after, by the way.
Okay.
But I don't like where this is headed. Shirley, hit the intro.
Here we go.
I go. I go. I go. I go. He's the one you know. I go. I go. I go. I go. I go. He's Big Boomer's bro.
I just realized something.
I go. I go. I go. I go. I go. He's good at MLB The Show.
No, we fixed it.
I go. I go. I go. I go. I go.
Where did Chandler go?
I go. I go. I go. I go. I go. I'm sitting right here, bro. I go. I go. I go. I go.
So we did update it.
Song gets worse every week.
But do you know what we did? We have 2 bros in there already.
He's the Boomer bro.
He's Big Boomer's bro.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting right here, bro.
But it's distanced.
Do you think it's far enough apart?
Yeah, it's far enough apart. That
There are enough popular songs out there that repeat the same lyric.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. All right, good.
And this falls in that category.
Yeah,
This is a really good song, but that has
I mean,
the same
and y'all
kind of
spread them
line.
out. Like, there's songs out there that go back to back, same word.
No, these were 3 verses apart.
Yeah.
All right.
Clip, you did a great job.
Awesome. Thanks, CJ.
Like, hey, and by the way, you might not know this, these guys do, but don't make me turn this into a rap.
All right, for people that don't know,
I would go.
Chandler is not a good rapper, but he is the best.
It's like
if it was like a mime competition, he has the best freestyle mannerisms of anyone I've seen. Like he looks like
he could just throw down. Absolutely.
Yeah, like
if you had somebody rapping to him just standing to the side with the actual motions,
he is the best motion freestyle rapper I might have ever come but he can't rap. He cannot rap, but he's got the mannerisms down. Igoe, what's your announcement?
3rd place will be back at trivia tonight.
Oh!
Stephen Igoe will be there.
Wow.
Is your softball season over?
No, but our game Monday got rained out.
Because I've heard, Igoe, you're a good softball player. We're not going to do that again. We're not doing that
again.
Quick question for you.
Who said that?
I want names.
Will you shake me and Wag's hand tonight when we beat you?
You guys aren't going to beat us, so.
Okay, well, that's not what I asked.
Damn.
Call my shot.
Okay, so wait, are y'all have 2 different teams now? So y'all the Dinos?
No, we're just Coneheads.
Okay, Coneheads.
All right, you know what?
If y'all split teams and beat us, then we'll shake your hand.
I'm sorry. Some people probably like this. Some people probably hate it. But whatever. You're never going to find somebody that likes everything you do. Just a trivia warm-up. I'd love to play a quick 5-second game.
Okay.
Just a quick one. Are you familiar with that, Steven?
A 5-second trivia
So we've been
game?
doing this when Bryce is on. And there's no 5-second questions tonight, by the way, at trivia. But this is just a little warm-up. We have a topic, and we go around the room. Like I'll say, CJ, name so-and-so. If he gets it wrong, he's out. If he gets it right, then he has to ask somebody. and point at them and say, Igoe, say so-and-so. And we just go on until there's one man standing. I want to do it real quick game. Let's do pro sports teams, like from the Big Four. And you have to say, name a pro sports team. Should we go city and mascot?
As
city
in, like, you can say
or
either
mascot?
Yeah, we can do that.
So we're going to go around the horn. We'll show you how it's played. Name one of the Big Four. Do we know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
All right, MLB, NBA, NFL, NHL. And I'll start it by asking CJ, and you'll see how it works. You get 5 seconds to answer. CJ, name a Big Four pro sports franchise. City or mascot name begins with the letter B.
All right, let's go Boston Celtics.
All right.
So we'll go Chandler. Pro sports team, letter T.
Tennessee Titans. Shirley. Pro sports team. Or no, the Big Four with the letter C.
Chicago Bears.
Do they all have to be letters, or is that just what we're doing?
Yes. What do you mean?
You pick the letter, and then you have to. Your answer is based off the letter.
So, like, I couldn't be like, name a pro sports team that's currently in the playoffs.
No. It has to be a letter.
Oh, okay.
So I would say Igoe, name a sports team that starts with the letter P.
Philadelphia Phillies.
All right, this is way too easy of an example that I just picked.
Yep.
But that is how the game's played.
Okay.
I wish I had thought of a more difficult one, because that's going to be way too easy. Because we're just going to
go around.
You could go by. You could tell people to name a specific sport, and it just has to
name
be any
one
of the Big Four.
Yeah,
sports.
yeah. You pick the Big Four, and then
All right,
you have to answer.
Lightning round. Let's do that. Who's up? Shirley, you're up.
Yeah, Igoe, NHL, letter A.
Atlanta Thrashers? Or are they?
They're no longer a team.
He's rusty.
Thanks for playing, Steven.
Is there an A team?
Yeah, the Avalanche.
Avalanche, Anaheim.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I was thinking City.
Igoe, you suck at this game. You're out.
All right, I'm out.
My turn? Or are we stopping?
I think we stop here.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Igoe.
We just wanted to get him out and we're done.
No, I thought it was going to be more difficult, but I did a very broad category. But we usually save this game for Bryce. We had some fun with it yesterday. We found out that I know more about country music than anyone here. That was a shocker.
You were hanging by a thread there, bud.
By a Florida-Georgia line. I was right on the line.
So are the Thrashers now the Jets, Winnipeg? Is that how it worked?
So...
Or did they just
I think
dissolve?
so. It's a good question, Igoe, and something that a lot of people are asking about these days, and I will look that up right now. While we are... Look, we've talked a lot of Pirate baseball today. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything to add at this point.
No, I mean...
we can get your thoughts on the streak.
I would like to talk about Bryson Worrell's throw.
All right.
We can talk about that for the next 49 minutes.
You are right, by the way. They moved the franchise to Winnipeg, which is where...
I like that logo.
Chris Jericho is from, according to him yelling at a fan during a live wrestling match.
He's from Winnipeg, you idiot.
I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot. All right, Bryson Worrell, catch, throw,
By the way, that's what I like
salami.
doing. If you like mess up a trivia question, then you like come back with a trivia fact to make up for it.
To make people know you do know some stuff.
So I forgot, I panicked. I went Atlanta Thrashers, even though I know that they moved to Winnipeg.
And to be fair, when we do the athlete questions, we do past or present. So you could just say, yeah, I knew they were a team of the past.
Right.
Which you did. So, anyway.
Bryson Worrell's throw, yeah. I mean, it's like when I was watching it live, like when the guy first initially hit it, I was like, well, that looks like a lazy pop-up in the shallow center, and then he just kept drifting back, and then by the time like he settled under, I'm like, well, there's no way he's going to throw him out. And then it just like happened in slow motion. And
I think that guy was running in slow motion.
That's what I was trying to figure out too. I heard y'all talking about it earlier. Like he got to third on a triple, so clearly he can run somewhat.
Maybe he was
just
bad jump.
Maybe he just thought that he was going to score easily. Like
I know lollygagged.
You play baseball or softball, you see like a medium deep fly ball, like you don't bust it home. You think you're going to make it. But Bryson, man, the way he it was like MLB The Show, when you get behind it perfectly, and sink it, get it that running start. I mean, it was like
you know how to play MLB The Show.
That's right, yeah,
right there in the song.
And it's just so it was just so synchronized, and the throw was such a laser. Like the original shot did not show the actual throw on the way in; it showed the runner, which was stupid. But then, if you watch the replay, it shows the throw, and it never leaves the camera's sight because it's on such a low line, all the way to home plate. And
good play by Newton as well.
Yeah, I mean, great play all the way around. But I mean, just that throw is just like if you're Ben Newton, you're almost shocked that it got there. I mean, I'm surprised he had the wherewithal to do it because you just don't see that, man. That's the USF coach said it best, and obviously he was upset about losing the game, but he was like, man, it doesn't get any better than that. Like, what can you do if you're South Florida? You just tip your hat and move on. And that was a momentum changer.
Did y'all see the goal in the Edmonton-Calgary game last night? That was a lot like Worrell's throw. You're surprised it got him. This one was hit from way across the ice. Just look at the goalie's reaction, too. So this guy just sends it to the net, and it goes in.
Wow.
And it's kind of like when you said Ben Newton was surprised, that goalie was surprised that somebody would shoot the puck all the way down the net. And
he shot it from across behind half.
Yeah,
downtown.
Yeah, that's a 3-pointer if I've ever seen one. And again, it wasn't even close. That's the crazy part. Like the guy, it wasn't a bang bang play.
It looked like the goalie was literally like when the puck got about right here. He was like, "Oh crap, there's a puck."
Yeah, he didn't see it, and that runner certainly thought. Zach Agnew saw it because he was right behind the plate, punching him out. He was fired up.
Don't you? And like he was not even to the plate. I mean, he barely even got to the plate.
Like you said, he probably never touched the plate.
I don't think he did, but like, imagine that runner thinking thinking he had it, and then sees Ben Newton like squaring up like to get the ball. He's probably like, "Oh crap!"
I watched the replay. If you look back when he's sliding, he looks at Agnos, almost like he's like, "Why is Agnos cheering? Like, there's no way I'm going to be out." And then like he tags him, and he's like, "Wait." I don't know. It's like I feel like some of it had to be the runner did not think that there was a chance he was going to get thrown out. So maybe he was running, but he was not busting it.
Perfect play by Bryson Worrell, who then comes back the following inning and drops a bomb. What
the only other throw that ranks up there for me is the Alec Burleson throw against Quinnipiac in the regional.
Oh yeah,
I mean that was a straight dart too, but he was in shallow and he was down the line like. He wasn't standing in mid center field, mid-deep center field. But that was a perfect strike. Whereas Bryson's was a little up the line, but you can forgive him when he's 350 feet away or whatever.
I feel like this hasn't been the cleanest ECU defense we've seen. We've seen some errors this year.
Yeah,
but
they've been above average for sure. But
yeah, but they've made some great plays like that. They've turned a double play yesterday, a 5-4-3. They've had some of those in big opportunities, so they've been good.
There's been some plays that like you feel like they should have made that maybe haven't got charged as errors, like scoops at first base or plays that up the middle or whatever. But I feel like for the most part, down the stretch during this winning streak, they've been very good, and that's been a big part of their success. Bryson's made 2 or 3 catches on the run this year in the gap or against the wall.
Yeah.
He had that one mess up. I think it was in the Cincinnati game earlier this year, or maybe another road game where like he kind of misread a ball and it fell in. But since then, he's played a pretty elite center field, and it just doesn't get any better than that throw. And that people forget the 2-out grand slam. There's 2 outs, nobody on base. Barini singles off the pitcher. Agnos singles. Hoover bunt single. Which a lot of people will question, why does ECU bunt with 2 outs?
Bryson actually tried to do it earlier in the game.
And that was the previous at bat, and it failed. It looks stupid when it doesn't work. And I would have let him, Bryson, obviously a different hitter than Hoover, so I would let him swing. But, usually they do that because if you execute the bunt based on how the defense is playing, you're going to succeed. I think the guy for USF did it the very next half inning, too. And then he got it done against the Shift, their best power hitter. So it's just one of those things. If you do it, you got to execute it.
And another kind of unsung hero that we got to bring up from yesterday, Trey Savage, no outs, bases loaded, gets him out of the jam. That was huge.
Yeah.
Now, I was hoping Carter Spivey could do the same. He gives up a slam. But East Carolina was flirting with disaster a lot yesterday. And really later in the game, the first, 5 innings, I guess, went pretty quick and easy for East Carolina. But then you had the bases loaded, and your Savage is able to get out of that. It might have been the next inning or a couple innings later, bases loaded, they hit a slam. But you Savage to, you think about those runs that don't score, Worrell hits a guy at home. Like, that score could have been a lot different yesterday.
It definitely could have. And I mean, and ECU also missed some opportunities early in the game to kind of bust it open.
Yeah.
Like 3-0 is one thing, but like 5-6-0, which is what they could have made it at one point. That's when you really, a team like South Florida, they're heading into this tournament knowing they clearly got to win to make it to the postseason. Like, they're still alive when it's 3-0, but if you start stacking runs, you make it 5-6-0. You can get a team like that to almost roll over and give it up. But clearly they did the opposite. The guy for them that hit the grand slam, it was only his second bomb of the year, but man, he knocked the crap out of that ball.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a no doubter. And again, ECU just responds. They've responded throughout this winning streak. You give up that slam, you kind of panic a little bit after the triple. You're like, all right, well, here it comes to an end. And then all of a sudden you get that play, those momentum-changing plays, great at-bats. Ben Terwilliger again.
Yeah.
Shutting it down, really drama-free in the 8th and 9th inning.
Pirates move on to play on Thursday against Cincinnati, who can hit, right, Igoe? And speaking of hitting, is that foul or fair? That is fair. A home run for the Tulane Green Wave as they extend their lead over South Florida. Loser goes home. Winner stays alive to play on Friday. And right now, that would be the Green Wave.
Would love to hear Corey Glor's home run call right there.
It's good.
It's good.
I forgot for a moment that Corey Glore was the voice of Tulane.
It says Steve Ullman at home plate. It says S. Ullman on the back for the bat boy. That's
weird.
That was a good one.
Because that's a kid.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's Steve Ullman.
I need to get on that. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll have more for you, Pirate Radio Live.
People are like, what is he talking about? He's the former
graphics
guy. He's now.
Yeah. He left with Corey. It was a package deal.
That's legitimately his name, S. Ullman. I don't know if it's Ullman or
that was
Ullman.
a kid.
I know, but I'm just saying.
He doesn't have a kid.
Rewind it and check it out.
You can't rewind ESPN Plus.
Why? Yes, you can.
We don't.
Yeah, you can.
What ESPN Plus have you been using?
This guy. This guy. Not a true subscriber. Let's go to break.
Oh, boy. We're back with more after this.
This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. The real estate market is extremely competitive right now. The importance of being pre-qualified is absolute must before you begin shopping for a new home. At Angel Oak, we offer a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans that fit most financial situations. To get started, contact Talbot Green, Braxton Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
The Brick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar with daily specials. And here's the lineup. Mondays feature $7 margaritas and half-price appetizers. Tuesday is stuffed seafood night. Wednesday is date night. Thursday is roasted smoked lamb chop night. Fridays is prime rib night. And Saturday is Italian night and is also Fred and Wilma night with our 36-ounce bone-in tomahawk steak just like the Flintstones. And on Sunday, it's our legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Brick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Mow like a pro with Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers. They engineer their mowers to be maintenance and service friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. From the heavy-duty frame to the welded steel deck to their trademark smooth track steering, Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers deliver professional grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. Come into Ron Ayers Motorsports to see the Hustler difference for yourself today. Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Hey Pirate fans, Derek Pizzeni from Carolina Wealth Management. Are you a fiduciary? That's a question every investor should ask their advisor. A fiduciary is an individual who acts in the best interest of a particular person or beneficiary. Is your advisor a fiduciary? You should know it's your money. At Carolina Wealth Management, we do things differently from other investment firms. To learn more about the benefits of working with a fiduciary advisor, visit mycarolinawealth.com. That's mycarolinawealth.com.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
Join us at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio, Greenville's premier yoga studio, for our wide array of classes, including restorative, power, hot yoga, and more. We even fly into the weekend with our aerial yoga workshops. New to our studio? Check out our special for new yogis. 3 classes for only $30. Check out our website or social media for all the information and up-to-date schedules at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio. Purple Blossom Yoga, where your health and mindset collide and help you transform to a new you.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. To get the business services that are right for your business today, contact the team of experienced local bankers at First Bank. The team includes bankers you can trust like Ashley Capps, Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nesbitt. First Bank, together with their customers, they're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, here on a Wednesday with one Stephen Igoe from Hoist the Colors. Chandler, help me remember. I don't want Igoe to leave here without us missing something. Before we run out of time today, is there anything we should talk to Igoe about?
I always want to know what's going on the podcast.
I'm glad you asked.
No, we're not doing
we're
that.
talking about the podcast.
We're not doing that. Chandler, do you want to talk
Sunday?
Go ahead.
On Sunday, we had a fresh edition of the podcast, and
you want to hear about a defensive depth chart?
Yes, dude. We can talk about that after the podcast.
You were supposed to remind me of that today.
Sorry.
Clip did bring it up on his own without you in the room.
Well, good. That means I didn't have to remind him.
But
podcast, how's it going, bud?
Are those videos up on our social media accounts yet?
Let's check that out. Hey, tell us about the podcast. I have to do a job here.
What videos are you posting?
Zach Agnos, Lane Hoover
on the beach,
and one other. Yeah. By the way, great picture.
Jake Agnos?
Did I say Jake?
No, I'm saying is there a
Zach Agnos?
No Jake Agnos interview?
So a great picture today with Brian Bailey and the Agnos boys on the beach. Good stuff there. Was that on your podcast?
Was a picture of Brian Bailey on the beach on my podcast?
Yeah. Was that on your...
Are you discussing it on the pod?
Well, I mean, if I recorded the podcast right now, it would be. But I recorded the podcast Sunday, Clip, and I talked about East Carolina's hosting chances. So let me ask you, Clip Rock, what are the Pirates' chances to host a regional next weekend inside Clark Stadium? And if it happens, will you be on the PA? Yes or no?
Second question, yes.
Answer it.
Yes. First question, 5%.
What do you think the Pirates' RPI is right now?
19.
20.
Man.
Or it was 20 when I came here.
Oh, I mean right now it's 19. Because Virginia's going to lose. They're losing their game.
If ECU gets into the top 16, how can they not host? And to do that, they would have to win a conference tournament.
Because we've learned, Igoe, that RPI isn't everything.
Well, we've learned that year
they were top 8.
is going to...
Remember that they were like 6th?
And they hosted.
Yeah, they hosted, but not a super. Because they got shipped out to...
I'm not talking about a super. I'm talking about original.
I'm telling you that RPI isn't everything. Sure, they could host a
Last
regional.
year, the top 40 teams in the RPI all made the tournament. Just because the committee was like, yo, let's just let all the RPI teams in.
But Mully also...
Okay, well, they're going to get in the tournament.
And then they're all going to host.
They're not going to host a super regional, and I don't know about a regional.
But Mully mentioned it earlier, like, if it does come down to hosting a regional, maybe...
Hey, easy, Mike Schwartz.
Maybe reputation of this program can kind of help them squeak in.
I think there's something to
the reputation, a.k.a. money.
Igoe's on one.
Oh, my
He's on one.
If it comes down to ECU or Georgia Southern, who do you think the NCAA is going to pick to host a regional?
Probably Eastern Carolina.
Yeah, Eastern Carolina, the Pirates, ECU. I mean, to me...
You just went full message
board.
Full message board guy right there.
Yeah.
Full pack pride on us.
It's just hilarious to read. Yeah. But no, I just feel like...
All right, I admit.
If they win the tournament, if the RPI is in that top 16, it's going to be very hard to say no.
All right, late 90s, early 2000s message boarding. I did get a chuckle out of out of one name. Weak Florist was not funny. The one like Pirate EZU, whatever. Man. I'm trying to think of the others. The one
Tar Hole.
The Tar Hole, whatever. The one I liked was Clem 'S, Clem's son, because it sounds like redneck and southern. Right. So I thought Clem's son was funny.
Yeah,
but that was it. All right, carry
that
on.
was actually somewhat creative.
I think so too. Like I
Tar Hole and EZU.
Yeah.
What are they? Wolf puppies.
Like, Weak Forest.
It's just lame.
That is really bad. That is really stupid.
Like all of them suck. To be quite honest, they call it like the UNCW the Sea Chickens.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing, guys?
Come on.
5 years old.
I know. We say that, and we're doing this dumb crap on the show.
Yeah. Took a turn.
Do you really? It sounds like you think that the Pirates have a shot to host a regional.
Again, if you win the conference tournament. And a lot has to happen for that. Because, I mean, VCU gets to Sunday and they lose. I think it's the moot point. And they have to win the conference tournament to get into the conversation. And the longer you play into the weekend, the more you're in the conversation. So, for example, all these teams that ECU is competing against, the committee, I think it sucks, the committee, but they're all, like, just probably now talking, meeting this weekend, going into the weekend. The longer ECU is playing, the more their RPI is going to rise, the more they're going to be in the conversation. Each day they're going to be like, hey, what about ECU? What about ECU here? What about ECU there? So it's just the longer you play, and they're going to be playing in the Sunday, if they do that and win potentially, then I think you're furthering yourself into that discussion.
The bad, and this is kind of obvious at this point, but the person on the other end of that what about ECU question is going to say the American stinks.
Yeah, I mean, but then you say, well, they played a top 10 non-conference schedule.
That team called Maryland that's going to be a national seed.
Yep.
ECU beat the Terps.
They beat them. They lost 2 out of 3 to Carolina, but hey, they went out and played them. They won the one home game. They played 2 on the road.
You know that number 2 team in the country, Virginia Tech. ECU played them.
So I mean,
didn't beat them.
You played a top 10 non-conference schedule. You played almost as many road games as home games. It's the one thing, the one metric that obviously will hurt ECU is that they only have 2 top 50 wins. But if you look at Maryland's top 50 wins, if you look at Southern Miss's top 50 wins, it's not much better. And they're talked about as potential national seeds.
What if a guy I really like personally, Max Stokes, didn't call time?
Then ECU would probably have an RPI of 19.
Yeah. All right.
And Saturday would not have been their first walk-off win of the year.
That is true. Who was it? Was it Ryder? Zach? It might have been Zachariah. By the way, are you calling everybody by their long name
Only
now?
when they do epic stuff.
Zachary Agnos, Benjamin, raking, hashtag raking Benjamin. I think it was Zach that said, and I forgot about this, they started 2 seasons in a row, Igoe, with walk-off wins. And didn't have their first until the final game of the regular season this year. That was pretty interesting.
It is. Because I feel like every ECU baseball season there's a handful of walk-off wins.
More than one, yeah.
And it seems like there is always one early in the season. There's always a couple in conference play. And for whatever reason, this team didn't have many of those wins. Before the winning streak, they really didn't come from behind that much in the late innings. And they started to do that during this winning streak. And clearly lately, which has led to some more of those opportunities. And they finally get a walk-off win. They've had a couple wins where they score the go-ahead run the 8th. But it was just, it's just great to see a walk-off.
It is a lot of fun, especially when it's Bryson Worrell, the senior on senior day, hitting a walk-off ground ball to second, which was the most typical East Carolina walk-off of all time. A double to barely past the shortstop.
Yeah, a double that never should have happened.
And then Lane Hoover scores from... It really was. I tweeted this out. It was like the end of Major League. Jake Taylor does like kind of a half bunt to the right side. The second baseman says a cuss word, goes in, tries to make the play to first, safe, throw home late. The Indians win it. The Indians win it. Oh, my God, the Indians win it.
It's ECU baseball.
We'll be back after this. No, I'm just kidding. Moving on to football, Igoe. We've been waiting 3 weeks to talk about this.
It's old news at this point.
Where is that depth chart?
I'm actually already releasing an updated depth chart tomorrow.
Are you really?
No. I should, though.
Actually, how many additions to the defense have been added since you put this out? At least 2, maybe more. There's been a linebacker.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
A couple DBs, couple linebackers.
Couple DBs, couple linebackers.
Yeah.
I think 3 DBs. I'm not sure if I have a pre-Washington in there at corner, the Buffalo transfer or not.
Well, what's your strength on the defensive side? What
defensive
position
line?
group?
I mean, just in terms of numbers.
Tackles or
interior defensive line.
All right.
There's like 1 million of them, and they can all play. I mean, they go legit 8-9 deep.
We love to talk about proven commodities. I would say Elijah Morris, Rick DeBrew.
we did this all last year. DeBrew.
I had a brain fart there. Rick DeBrew's a pretty rocked up guy. Certainly proven. Anybody else here proven?
Everybody.
I mean,
as far as
why do you
Surad Ware?
Right, you got Ware, McIver. Like I've heard. Like who's Deontay Johnson?
Deontay Johnson is a big old boy. He's 300 pounds.
He played a lot last year?
He played a good amount. I mean, he had a really good spring. All those guys came in the same class for the most part.
J.D. Lampley?
J.D. Lampley's a true freshman.
Okay, he's new.
Chandre Mims, grad transfer from Charleston Southern.
Okay.
He's going to play.
You've got them ahead of guys who are almost proven at this point.
To me, in the spring, Mims and Lampley were just as good as the second teamers.
This is going to get me too fired up.
What's going to happen?
And say this is the most depth ECU's ever had on the defensive line.
Easily. The most they've had since...
In the modern era.
Yeah. Now, what ECU needs to do is redshirt some of these guys to space them out because they're all like the same class. And you don't want all those guys graduating in the same year.
This is classic NCAA football, Igoe, on Xbox.
Right.
You got to redshirt them. I know you promised them all kinds of things when you brought them in, but you got to redshirt these guys and keep them here.
Got to space them out. You don't want to lose 8 interior defensive linemen in one class.
How about the ends? Hickman, Stevens, proven. How about that group?
Yeah, you feel good about those 2 guys. I mean, those are the guys that are going to play down with their hand in the dirt. And then, of course, you got the edge rushers. You know, Josiah Robinson's the one that I'm keeping an eye on. Michigan State transfer from last year. If he can stay healthy, I think he can make an impact.
Okay. Your rush outside linebacker, Jeremy Lewis, made some strides last year at that position.
Yeah, he was probably your best pass rusher all season long, and that was the first time playing defense. So I think he's really due for a even better year.
Having you on the show, I hear about names earlier than I would like to because I hear about them when they're in high school still. But Eric Doctor is a name I've heard about a lot. Is Eric Doctor a factor? Is the doctor in?
The doctor has been working his tail off because he got moved from inside linebacker to outside linebacker last year, midway through the fall, I want to say. He's probably more of your depth special teams guy at this point. They brought in Jack Powers, Nevada transfer, to kind of be a bridge there behind Lewis. But I think Doctor is a guy who could definitely help.
All right. At your inside linebacker position, we know about Xavier Smith. Jacoby Simpson. Jacoby Simpson is a transfer. He was here last year.
He was here last year. Got his feet wet in the defense. Played at TCU, went to junior college, transferred to ECU. Really big athletic linebacker, has continued to improve.
And then another linebacker position, Will. What is the Will?
So you have the Mike and the Will. The Will is going to be more playing in space, dropping in the coverage. Typically, the Mike is more of a bigger downhill run stopper guy for the most part, whereas the Will typically covers more ground.
Miles Berry makes plays on the field. He's also like the most mature. You look at his grades, like he does it all. Great, good college athlete.
Outstanding representative of East Carolina.
Sam linebacker.
Taylor Jackson also. And so two new additions to linebacker. You've got Mike Edwards, transfer from Georgia Southern, and Chance Bates, transfer from Kennesaw State.
That inside linebacker position?
Yep, so further depth.
Chandler, you're a Gyra guy. Gerard Stringer, Demetrius Mooney.
God, that's the guy. That's the name that I've heard. I feel like for years.
Who?
Demetrius Mooney,
who is played special teams Igoe last year.
Yeah, and I thought he looked really good in the spring. You know, the interesting thing with Gyra is he spent some time playing safety in the spring because they want to make it so they can get him and Gerard and potentially Mooney on the field at the same time. And so you have a lot of position flexibility with a lot of those safeties, Sams, that sort of stuff. Like Tegan Wilk, he's on the safety depth chart, but if they want to, they can move him to Sam. He's played both in the past.
Looking at some other safeties, field safety, as it's called, as you call it, Julius Wood, Sean Dorso, he's been around a while. Devon King.
Yeah, former Marshall transfer, joined last year. But I think you'll see Julius Wood, in my opinion, if he stays healthy. You know, he's got as much talent as anybody in that safety room. He's long, he can run. Got his feet wet last year. I think it was a Temple or South Florida game. He just looked really good last year when he had to fill in for a couple of injuries.
Kingston McKinstry sounds like a snotty British millionaire. Kingston McKinstry.
Former JUCO recruit, missed last year, most of it with an injury. Missed the spring with an injury, and this will be kind of this preseason, I think, is crucial for him. And he's shown that he can be a physical safety. I think he can be a special teams guy, but I think he's somebody who needs to, kind of prove some stuff this preseason just because he hasn't been able to practice.
Legitimate question that is uncomfortable to ask for some. I think the answer is no to this question. Do we overhype Tegan Wilk because he's a little white guy? But it seems like he's got the nose for the ball, always around it, instinctive.
Can get the ball out, too.
Like I think he's a legit player, right?
It just seems to me like the type of player every great defense has, especially at ECU. Like you think about the great ECU defenses, you always have like an undersized guy, whether it's Jaquan McMillan or Damon Magzu. It doesn't matter like if they're white or black or whatever. Like you just got a guy who maybe doesn't look the part,
right,
but has such great instincts, just knows where the ball is, knows for the football, creates turnovers, and to me, Tegan is that guy. Like, he's not going to wow you with his size or his speed. Now, he is pretty built, but he's not very tall. He's not extremely fast. If he runs the 40, I don't think he's going to blow anybody away. But his game speed plays so much faster than his actual speed because he's so instinctive. And last year, to me, he showed he could be a deep safety more so than just a guy in the box.
I remember when Aaron Ramseur just first started playing when he was here. It seemed like his snaps to plays made ratio was very high, and I feel like Wilk was that way last year. It seemed like he was always around it.
Definitely. I mean, I think he only played like 200-something snaps, but he was if you buy into the Pro Football Focus thing, they graded him out, I think, as one of the top defensive players on the team.
You disrespectful son of a... Go back up and let's talk about my guy, Ty Moss.
No mention of Ty Moss, but he is in the depth chart.
Hey, my guy, Whiteville stand up. Quarterback at Whiteville when I was calling their games back in the day. Disrespectful.
So tell us about Ty Moss, Chandler. How will he fit into the defense this year?
Well, look.
You want it, you got it, buddy.
Look, I mean, he was a quarterback at Whiteville.
Stop saying look and just talk.
If he makes an interception, say he makes an interception, he's running down the field. Of course, you have to throw that ball backwards, but guess what you got? You got a former quarterback in Ty Moss.
Wait.
If he has to throw that ball backwards,
his biggest strength is lateraling.
Oh, dude, you should see this guy. I mean, it is insane. But no, he's got.
What if
speed.
he doesn't get an interception?
He's got speed, and can cover a lot of ground. And I'm very. He did also play safety at Whiteville.
Can you tell like Mike Houston talking about him?
Well, Ty, I tell Ty a lot, but he has to rise to that standard. We're trying to get him on the field, but he's a good kid. He does a lot for us in our program.
Thank you. When you were saying speed, it reminded me of
speed.
He's got speed. All right,
speed. He's a hard-nosed player.
Is he working hard? Was he maybe working a part of his body off at practice?
He's working his freaking tail off.
Thank you.
And that's the thing about that kid. He works his freaking tail off.
Thank you. Big year for Malik Fleming, Igoe.
Great opportunity.
He does have the opportunity to be the number one, and some guys left that room, and I would assume he's going to be counted on quite a bit.
Yeah, Malik, I think, will be kind of the unsung
He's been good,
hero.
too.
I mean, he's been the unsung hero, I think, of the secondary the last few years, and I think this is a great chance for him to really. He said in the spring he's really kind of taking that leadership role, just kind of on his own. I mean, as an upperclassman now, I guess it kind of happens naturally. He's the most experienced guy in the room, and he's just a guy that has no fear. You know, the thing that strikes me with Malik is, you talk to him. We talk about guys who are undersized, but man, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's confident as heck. He has no shortage of confidence. Like, I'm sure if you put a 6'3" receiver across him, like, that probably just raises his game to another level because he seems to believe in himself.
This is a position that has names I recognize, but, Hickman has been around a while. So Powell, we know that name, but is this his first year going to corner?
He started his career as a corner, then moved to safety, now back to corner. I mean, to me, body-wise, he's more of a corner. Now, he plays more like a safety because he likes to be physical, good tackler.
Competes.
But those two guys, to me, those two guys, and then is it Washington up there?
No.
So he was a Buffalo transfer added. He's played over 600 snaps, and he will be in that competition as well.
All right.
And they added junior college transfers. Siobhan Revel, I think, is going to be a guy who can make a play. We'll see how they translate from JUCO to D1. But him and the guy they just added from Hutchinson, I can't think of his name right now, but he's a 6'2", 200-pound corner, physical, big. He'll be the biggest corner in the room right away.
Have we talked to you? I know we did before it happened, but Camaro
Edmonds,
is on the roster. He's a running back, right?
He's coming as a running back.
All right.
Is this the Havelock kid?
Yeah.
He is from Havelock.
Big boy.
I said that just because CJ always reacts.
Yeah.
Say Havelock.
225, 230. I mean, he's we talked about him, I think, last week. I kind of teased to watch out for him.
Yeah.
He committed, and I think he's thankful for the chance to get back home to East Carolina. He had some interest in ECU out of high school. I remember talking to him after they offered him in high school. Just to me, gained a little bit too much weight. We'll see. I'm interested to see how he looks in preseason camp.
Yeah.
If he can find that sweet spot where physicality and maintain his quickness, I think he can help.
All right, Chandler, the videos are up on Pirate Radio. Lane Hoover, Bryson Worrell, and expecting one from old Zach Agnos as well.
Yes, sir.
I got good stuff, man.
Good stuff.
We talked. We did not talk hoops this week because we have Mike Schwartz on Monday, so we can take a break and get more into that in June.
And you talked to Mike Schwartz on your podcast, right? Talk a little bit about.
Why do you do that? What is your obsession? Oh, Chandler wants to get on the podcast bad. Will you please have him on as a guest?
No, that's not why.
Please.
Who should I get on first, Glenn or you? Because both of y'all continue.
No, Glenn really wants to be on your podcast.
Glenn really does.
So
he keeps calling you a coward. I
keep telling Glenn, I'm like, hey man, like, after football season, we're going to get you on. Hey, man, this summer we're going to get you on. I still haven't got him on yet, so.
Never do it. And have Chandler on, because that'll make Glenn really mad.
No, I just want to plug your podcast because, maybe people don't know about your podcast. People go, "Oh, look, I don't want to read. Look, I don't like reading." Maybe you can't read, and that you don't want to, you don't want to go and hoist the colors. Maybe because you don't like to read, or look.
Shirley, take us to break.
You also have a podcast where
we'll be back with you. Oh, we got to open up the booty bag.
Let's you can listen to Stephen Igoe.
Booty
on his
booty
everywhere. Podcast.
Booty everywhere.
Shirley, what are we giving away today?
A pair of tickets to a Down East Wood Ducks baseball game.
Go see the Woodies on us.
And an appearance to the Voice the Colors podcast.
What caller are we looking for?
12.
All right, caller 12, 317-1250. We'll be back with more. Igoe, thanks for hanging out.
Podcast. Check it out.
Voice the Colors.
I'll see you after this.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
You know, everybody's thinking we're having some inventory issues in the car business, which some of it's true. For used vehicles, Brown & Wood has a lifetime powertrain on every vehicle you buy from us, new or used. So even when you buy a used vehicle from Brown & Wood, you have lifetime powertrain. We cover the engine, transmission for as long as you own the car.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service. Enjoy a day on June 4th filled with all things home, garden, and outdoor living, featuring vendors from across Eastern North Carolina. It's the Inner Banks Home Builders Association new and improved Home and Garden Expo in Greenville, North Carolina. This one-day-only event is Saturday, June 4th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. inside and outside Minges Coliseum on the campus of ECU. For more info, visit the Inner Banks Home Builders Association website at ibxhba.org.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
This is Dr. Chris Barsani from Orthopedic Season Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injuries or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedic Seats provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For experience and professional care, visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates.
Welcome to U.S. Cellular. Yeah, hi. I want a new phone for free, but not just any phone. I want the newest, fastest, most storage-holding 5G unlimited data-using phone in here for free.
Sure, your choice.
Really?
Yep.
At U.S. Cellular, we put you first. So choose any phone from any brand free. Plus, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
We all love using Uber Eats, DoorDash, and grocery pickup. It makes life so much easier. Well, now there is cellular delivery, and the team at Cellular Warehouse has perfected the process. They will deliver your new phone right to your door with all your information loaded on the new phone. And the best thing is there is no charge for this awesome service. And you don't have to waste half the day sitting in a Cellular store. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let his team of experts make your cellular delivery today. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent, serving all of Eastern North Carolina.
I sailed out of the port of Bristol with sailors wearing black armbands.
Pirate Radio.
And found ourselves proclaimed notorious pirates.
The voice of the pirate nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a quick look at your stock market report. The Dow closed up 191 points at 32,120. NASDAQ was ahead 170 points at 11,434, and the S&P was up 37 as well at 3,978. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. And congratulations to Ray Odom of Winterville. Picked up a pair of tickets to a Down East Wood Ducks baseball game. And baseball, of course, is back in Kinston if you want your single game tickets. And also check out all the fun promotions that are planned this season right now. You can go to their website. That's woodducksbaseball.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you here, Pirate Radio Live. Quick look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dubuck. Tulane up 9-6 on South Florida. And the Bulls are running out of time. It's in the bottom of the 8th, so they're going to have one more at bat to try to stay alive in Clearwater, Florida. I don't know what made me think of this, but
why do you have that? I didn't even see it sitting there.
I wanted to see, like, how long. So this came out. This is Duke's Mayo, the official Duke's Mayo bottle.
Courtesy.
This is a bottle.
A jar.
Jar is the word I'm looking for.
Good God.
I know.
Courtesy of Ronnie Woodward, formerly
That's right.
The Reflector. Thank you, Ronnie.
He brought this back from Bank of America Stadium.
Sure did.
When ECU played App State to open up the season last year. So this is from early September, like September 1st.
That faithful Thursday.
Yeah. When do you think, this is for Chandler and for CJ.
Okay, all right.
What do you think the expiration date is on this Mayo that was passed out to people on September 1st of last year?
I will say March of 2023.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're asking, I have to assume it's a long time, so I'm going to say, let's go September of 2023.
Okay, so you're going 2 years, you're going about a year and a half. Shirley, do you have an estimate? What is the expiration date on this Mayo that was given to folks September 1st, 2021?
I'm going to say December 2024.
Good Lord Almighty. Would any of y'all like to try this?
No.
No, thanks.
Why?
Is it
it's
already
clearly
expired?
still good.
Is it expired?
It has expired.
Oh.
It is not expired. All it says is best by May the 14th, 2022.
May the 14th be with you.
Yeah, we're 11 days off. But all this says is best by.
Or should it be Mayo the 14th be with you?
Oh, no.
And we're closing this out with the hits.
So I was about to make me a sandwich, but now I can't. Because this, I don't know. It's
still good. It's still good.
Right. It says Best Buy. It's like it's not the best.
It hasn't even been open yet.
No, it's unopened. It is a. If anybody would like to try it,
no, because mayo's the reason the one time I got food poisoning, it was because of mayonnaise.
Oh, don't
was it Duke's Mayo?
Oh, Shirley.
Look at you blaming
Expired.
white.
Shirley, don't start that.
Blaming
it was
white.
expired mayonnaise.
Oh, way to go.
Mayonnaise, sure.
Mayonnaise.
Hadn't touched it since.
Mayonnaise made me sick.
She could have come in there.
I am scared of expired stuff, Shirley, because of milks. So when I was a kid,
Yeah, I'm the same way.
You know when you, man, that freedom you have, that feeling of being independent when you can pour your own bowl of cereal.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know how old I was, but it was pretty early on those days. What are you shaking your head at?
He can't pour his own bowl.
Your mommy still does it for you? Yeah, no wonder you don't know what we're talking about.
Because I still don't know how to pour my own cereal.
So I put the cereal in. I'm thinking maybe Fruit Loops, perhaps Apple Jacks.
Nice.
Pour the milk. For some reason, I don't notice it's a little lumpy.
Oh no!
I don't know if it's lumpy, but it was sour. It was, and I take it, and it's the worst. I've had milk and cereal since then, but I always remember to check labels from that moment on because it was a bad experience.
Okay, so let me ask you this question: when it has an expiration date on the milk carton, when is it that you decide, okay, do you wait till the day that it's supposed to have expired? Do you wait till the day before?
Right. I hear what you're saying.
How close to the expiration date do you go, I don't want to chance this?
I'm because milk's pretty far off. When you buy it from the grocery store, it's like a week and a half out, right?
Yeah, at least.
So, yeah, if I'm close to it, I'll just, you know what, I can pony up some money to go get a gallon of milk.
Yeah, I can't trust it. And I mean, because even like I smell it before I pour it.
Yeah.
And that's just a habit that I have, and especially if I get a little too close to that expiration date.
If you're within like 2 or 3 days, I start to get nervous.
Yeah, I start getting nervous and I start sniffing.
Now bread, like I can go a little because like the bread will get a little, I guess, harder or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I've gone to the expiration date for bread and a couple days over and had a sandwich.
Well, I mean, how many people have gotten food poisoning from bread?
I'll go past the bread because the problem's the mold. You could see that.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, you can pick that off. Yeah.
What are you looking at there?
I have another big.
We don't.
I have another big game boomer.
We don't
special. And I hate to get off this topic, which I'm glad we are. Big game boomer. Teams that need to be in a Power 5 conference. Coming in at number 8, Eastern Carolina.
All right, fine. Thanks, Chandler.
We just had the big boomers bro on a while ago.
Stephen Igoe. All right, Shirley, CJ, Chandler, we'll see you fine folks Thursday, 3 o'clock. We'll talk to Ryan McManus.
Will he be at trivia tonight?
Perhaps. He's become a regular, but he's a senior analyst. He was last year for the Pirates football program. I believe he has a new title for this year. We'll talk to him for the first time. Looking forward to catching up and meeting Coach Ryan McManus. Also, QB1, Holt Naylor is going to join us on the show on Thursday. That and a lot more. Brandon Manning will open up the Rage Room. We'll have a good time on Thursday's edition of Pirate Radio Live. Thanks for tuning in today, folks. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive